Since he was a young boy, he hasn't been very tall. From Zona up to Edmonton, he's the oil fireball. Yeah, we ain't seen nothing like him, don't need no Taylor Hall. With a quick, hard snapshot, goal scored by Josh Archbald. He flies around the ice rink with terror in his eyes, hitting all the D-men, all the bigger guys. He plays with inspiration, bounces up when he falls. With a quick, hard snapshot, goal scored by Josh Archibald. He's a PK wizard, he clears the zone so quick. A PK wizard's got such an active stick. How do you think he does it? I don't know what makes him so good. Ain't got no detractors, cause he works hard and tries. Even Gregor likes him, stick is the right size. Always makes the right play, he's not afraid to brawl. With a quick, hard snapshot, goal scored by Josh Archibald.
How about a little PK Wizard to get you going on a Tuesday morning? What's going on, everybody? It is the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eirc with you. We are coming back. We are coming back, and hell's coming with us here on a Tombstone Tuesday. And yes, we are well aware that we are wearing the exact same Cool Bet sweatshirt today, but it's extremely comfortable. What can we say? You wearing an undershirt?
Not me. I'm in my prime.
Good one.
I've got an undershirt on. You don't.
I don't. I decided to go no undershirt today.
It's not completely the
I'm
same.
just straight up bare nippling this thing, and I have to tell you, I'm loving every minute of it. It's really nice.
It's a good sweatshirt.
It is. There's
really
nothing like a nice, soft sweatshirt. Shout out to Jake and Pat and the crew at CoolBet for hooking us up with these wonderful, wonderful sweatshirts. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. That'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox. Paris Jewelers, up until December 10th. A little bit of a focus on the proposal. Locally family-owned business. Started in Edmonton with 22 stores now across Canada. If you're thinking of a holiday proposal, Paris Jewelers has a great selection of engagement rings, including lab-created engagement rings, starting at $34.99. Basically, you're stealing these things because you can propose now and pay later with the flexible financing options they do have. Do not pay for 1 year. Not only are we wearing the same sweatshirt, we used the exact same Doc Holliday gift when we were starting the show, which is him looking at Johnny Ringo after he shoots him in the head. He goes, come on, you're no Daisy.
I think it's pretty apt to take on a Tuesday. Another day without Oilers hockey, hey?
Yeah. Well, we're one sleep away.
Yeah.
The Oilers will be back on the ice for practice today, and then they'll be playing the Carolina Hurricanes. The Carolina Hurricanes, who, dare I say it, got goalied by the Winnipeg Jets last night. Laurent Brossoit stopping 42 of 43. I saw Haas on Instagram when he came out. He's like, LB! Like, people are fired up. Jets needed that one, right? The Jets had dropped a few. Nice, tight 2-1 win for Winnipeg over the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes next stop right here in the District of Ice, which means tomorrow morning on the show, Tales of the North to get you ready. Lots of tales coming up.
We're locking in a season almost. A mini 6-part episode season here of Tales of the North.
It's all coming together really nicely.
Bit of a Christmas flair, you know?
Really is. Speaking of Paris Jewelers, I wasn't at Paris Jewelers, but I was right next to Paris Jewelers last night because we went and saw Santa Claus in the mall last night. It was great.
They're almost neighbors. Paris Jewelers right outside. Yeah,
it's right there. It's
see
like
Santa
it's
and
like
go for a little
there. I was
shopping.
like, oh man, there's Paris Jewelers right there. So yeah, why not take your kids to see Santa Claus and then hit Paris Jewelers for Mummy right after. I mean, that worked out pretty well. I did that with Tam. I said, look over there. And then I ran into Paris Jewelers, bought her some jewelry for Christmas, ran back across. And she goes, what? I said, I don't know. The service at Paris Jewelers was just so damn good. She didn't even know that I left. So that was nice.
How was the big guy?
Oh, he's doing great. I mean, Santa's still killing it, man. Santa's just killing it. We got our picture on his knee, too. The whole family. It was It was pretty good.
We were all kids once, eh?
Oh yeah, Marshall was just so excited.
Yeah.
We got this. I wish we got a picture of it. At one point, he's talking to Santa, and then he looks back at us and he's like this. He's like he's just. It was just man. I love taking the kids to see Santa. It was a good time. It was a good time last night, actually. How was your time last night?
The Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino Fort Road. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Trevor Savage, the plumber, beating Fergie's prostate at his own game, backgammon. He even
Savage won 3 times?
Even gammoned him once in one of the games.
What?
He got up and celebrated. It was much like the Bengals celebrating on defense when they make a big play. It was a moment in time where, you always remember kind of where you were when it happened. 3 times. 3 times.
Was it like a reaction in the dunk contest when all of you, like the rest of the merry men there were like, oh,
boom,
hold everybody back?
Beats him once, boom, beats him twice, boom, beats him twice. Then I go and I'm like, hey, Fergie, you need probably to get back in the game, and he beat me. It went tight. I took him to the post though. It was
really right down to the wire.
Right down to the wire. Then he rolled a real.
This is where you move the pieces, right? Is that what
you move the little discs around
on
this
the triangles.
felt board? It's felt.
And
it's
the triangles?
Nice. Yeah, long triangles. You roll 2 dice.
So you work all the way down the triangles.
You got to get them home.
And you just roll the dice, and then you can choose which one you want to move?
Pretty much, yeah. But Fergie can't resist. See, if you make the wrong move, he can't help but correct it.
Oh.
So he's beating himself.
What do you mean if you make the wrong move?
He's watching. You're playing against him. You'll make a move, and you look at him, and don't know about that. And then so you'll take it back. And
you're allowed to take it back? This makes no sense.
Oh, yeah.
I would think, is it not like
he's teaching you on the fly.
Your hand comes off? And
yeah, he's teaching you on the fly, though. There's
How do you know he's not screwing you over on the fly?
Well, that's just it. Well, if he loses 3 in a row.
Yeah, I guess.
Dustin with a Y. Trev, Savage, Renee, of course, as always. A couple guy from Ernest's. Remember when he hooked us up Ernest? I forget the name as well with this individual, but a good handful of people last night down at the and what a game we were treated to. Some of these prime timers that Thursday Steelers Patriots. We'll get to that.
Oh my God!
But this was a. This is a good old-fashioned quarterback duel down at the Duval Corral, eh?
Well, yeah, and even after Trevor Lawrence left, it was C.J. Beathard versus
Beathard.
Browning.
Beathard and Browning. And Rip City Step showed up, too. He showed up, and then Lawrence twisted the ankle. Everything goes, that was quite the night. And the full overtime. You get the
yeah.
All of it.
It was
squeezing as much football out of that night as you could.
As a guy who is heavily invested in Trevor Lawrence rookie cards, I did not like seeing that injury last night. I also needed him and Calvin Ridley to have a big night. Trevor Lawrence had an okay night. Actually, Trevor Lawrence did cash our Cool Bet hotline of the day because we had him over 20.5 receptions. He ended up with 22, even when he left. If he does only have a sprained ankle, my goodness.
It's miraculous.
Because, the ankle looked like it's probably a high ankle. I don't know.
But when he threw his helmet
who knows
down,
where the ankle is, right?
I thought it was an Achilles. The fact that he tried walking,
yeah, because he got up. And
I was like, well,
walk.
he's done. And then his frustration, I was like, well,
helmet
he must
toss.
feel something or know something or heard something. You're looking at the knee when he goes down, like he.
Well, the weird thing is that
terrible.
The foot and knee that he went over on when he got up and then smashed his helmet down. He had his left knee down, but he had like
all of his weight on the injured.
He had like his right knee bent and his foot there. I was like, what is going on with this guy? So maybe an opportunity for Nathan Rourke.
That's what we were all talking about.
Nathan Rourke will get. I don't have a ton of faith in C.J. Beathard, or maybe I'm just a pro Nathan Rourke guy. But Nathan Rourke will be activated if Trevor Lawrence can't go next week. Rourke will certainly be added to the roster. And then if there's any sort of struggles for C.J. Beathard, how do you not go to a guy who had 9 drives in the preseason, 5 of them ended in touchdowns, 2 of them ended in kneel downs, and 1 of them ended in a running back fumble? Like, he had an amazing preseason. So there could be a path here to actually seeing Rourke, down the stretch, possibly into the NFL playoffs.
Give him the keys to the Jag, hey? Give him the keys to the Jaguar. Let him rip this thing around. 8-4 now. Come on, like
that would be quite the scene.
I would love it.
That would be pretty impressive. Pretty impressive if he gets that opportunity. So
Bengals in the hunt, though.
Well, it was a big one for the Bengals, and Browning was unreal.
Had himself a night.
Yeah, he only had the 1 touchdown pass, but he rushed for a touchdown. Yeah, what was he? 32 of 37, 5 incompletions, 354 yards, in that ball game, which is pretty damn impressive. And how about the Canadian kid at running back for the Cincinnati Bengals? They gave Brown 9 touches. He had 61 yards on 9 carries. 23-year-old from London, Ontario. So nice to see him have an impact too. Jamar Chase over 59.5 yards was my cool bet. Lock shot play of the day.
You get it twice.
What did he finish?
Pay him twice.
149 yards. Yeah, I should
Double
catch
it up.
that thing twice. Had the touchdown. In fact, yeah, the 76-yarder for the major would have covered it itself. So that was nice last night. But then you said, as amazing as last night was, I just don't think we're going to have the same buzz for the Thursday nighter this week.
Is it too late? We're Tuesday now. It's Thursday. You get a day. You can flex something in there. Hey?
They should be able to flex this game Thursday afternoon.
Give me a bowl game.
Yeah. No, they're not even.
Give me a bowl game. Yeah,
they'll just say no game. They're not even flexing a game in. Wow. They're just flexing this one out. Patriots, Steelers. I think the total that I saw online was like 30.5 for this game.
Well, now Bengals putting on the heat. Now the Steelers need to, right? Ball in your court, Pittsburgh, in terms of that AFC wild card, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Guys, for Tombstone Tuesday, after the Oilers winning 4 in a row, I wasn't quite as sick as I made out to be. Doc Holliday. Man, that's one clip I didn't
They're all
get.
Doc Holliday.
There's some. Well, I've got a couple. We'll get into it. I added in like 4 more clips last night. Obviously, we got the classic here, right? Like NFL fans, when the NFL schedule makers say Patriots Steelers on Thursday night.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
Nobody wants a piece of that. But we've also added these ones into the mix. This is an old school. I don't know how you actually. We used to play this all the time, but I don't know how you work a clip into it.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
One of the toughest scenes in movie history when Wyatt Earp just walks over to Billy Bob Thornton sitting there, just being a prick of a dealer, and says, "I think you're in my seat." And he stands up. They go head to head, and he goes, "You can stand there and bleed, or you gonna do something?" Oh, just. Biggest boss move of all time. It's the biggest boss move of all time. Absolutely tremendous stuff.
Speaking of boss moves as well, I forgot Box Pounder started the wave at the casino last night.
What?
Following the third backgammon win. So
man,
we were all going. We were all going. There was like 6, 7 of us.
The merry men.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, that's how I describe you guys. The Lieutenant Eirc and his merry men down at the casino.
It's funny because Box Pounder brings his wife Jan, and then she goes in the casino.
She just hits the casino.
And then sometimes she comes back like, how'd it go? She came back really quick and took away really fast yesterday.
Oh, no.
You gotta like add in what happened.
Return
I don't need to know everything that happened.
Yeah.
How'd you do today? Fine. Leave me alone.
This is Box Pounder's wife coming back over from the casino.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That's a good one. I think this one we can play with a bit today here on Tombstone Tuesday. Send us your text message or hit us up in the nasty chat for this clip. I like the idea of Jack Campbell when he gets called back up.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
Big old mustache.
I think that one works. What else do you got? 780-218-9999. Could be the way that you get in for text of the day today for A&W. A&W for the month of December. You can enjoy 2 delicious A&W Mama Burgers for only $9.99. 2 of them for $9.99. Available.
Get 4 with that gift card.
Yeah, exactly. $20 gift card.
Easy.
Go get yourself 4 mamas. Available at participating locations. Most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours after you win the gift certificate and you're heading back to A&W for more Mama Burgers.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
You're just so angry to get back into the A&W drive-thru, eh? Like
yelling your way out of a Sobeys liquor when they don't have any 6 o'clock or lager, eh? Like looking back, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, sir. You're gonna have to be on the wait list until Thursday. Thursday? Well, I guess I'll see you then.
You tell him I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
Hell is Scott Laurie.
Yeah,
it's kind of
yes. Scott Laurie has to roll in and get that stuff done. So, let's go. 780-218-9999. $99.99. Pound the inbox today.
You've set
Could
it up
be
on
how
a
you
tee.
get in the mix.
You've presented it.
Yeah,
there.
I
Come
mean,
and get
this
it.
one's
I mean,
right out here.
it's-
What other
it's-
ones did I grab for today as well? Let's see here. We've got this one in here.
I'm your huckleberry.
That's it.
I'm your huckleberry.
We could do a lot with that.
Classic.
For sure. CJ Beathard last night late.
I'm your huckleberry.
Huckleberry comes in, runs the ball, fumbles it forward immediately.
He looks like a bit of a huckleberry.
CJ Beathard ain't that guy. I mean, he just isn't.
It's like he was waiting in the woods in his shack, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Beathard, we need you right now." And he's like, "Oh yeah, here I am." That's it's got to be Rourke now.
Well,
As Rip City Step was saying last night as well at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, CJ Beathard is only there because Trevor Lawrence wants him around.
exactly. CJ Beathard is only there because he's Trevor Lawrence's friend.
So
I think Trevor Lawrence
yeah.
wants him on the sideline. If
So
Trevor
if
Lawrence
Lawrence
isn't
isn't
there, skip over him. Give Nathan Rourke the start, you cowards. Give him the start. I also added this clip in here from Doc Holliday today, too. I don't know what we do with it, but
Very cosmopolitan.
very.
Cosmopolitan.
The 6 o'clocker lager.
Very cosmopolitan.
That could be used.
I don't know if it works. Like our new Cool Bet sweatshirts.
Very cosmopolitan.
Very cosmopolitan.
The Got Your Back podcast.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Very cosmopolitan.
Very cosmopolitan.
Jaguars Browns Sunday
Jaguars Browns.
in Cleveland.
Interesting matchup on the road in Cleveland.
Just quickly, Jags
Rourke.
at Browns. Jags host the Ravens. Jags visit Tampa. Jags at home to Panthers, and then they visit the Titans.
So a pretty reasonable schedule.
Yeah,
I mean,
when you're 8-4 too, like to
Yeah.
come into this picture in this mix.
I think you're still feeling somewhat okay about things. But with that being said, Houston Texans, CJ Stroud could be a tough one.
Well, and the Colts now a game back, eh? Wouldn't that be something?
That would be
I mean,
that'd be something. This is a good one right here. I like this. Let me just make sure I've got the this clip's gonna get a lot of play today here on a Tombstone Tuesday. Every minor hockey leaguer returning to the ice after missing some time due to the flu.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
Bringing the flu back to
That
the
was-
team. I like that one. That one's pretty good. My wife coming down the stairs after raging on the kids for not cleaning their rooms.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
God, that second, hell's coming with me, man.
Shohei Otani on leaving Dunedin's spring training facility after a meeting with Bluejays brass.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear?
God, wouldn't that be something? We're going to get into that a little bit on the show
Juan
today.
Soto.
Oh, it's God.
Yeah.
So now it looks like Otani's plan A, Soto's plan B. I mean, they're both basically plan A's if you can get either one of them. Keegan Matson is going to just let me lay out the show for you here today, and keep those text messages, keep those nasty chats rolling in here. 6 o'clock hour is kind of wide open. Are the Oilers back? TSN Power Rankings have them 12th in the league, one spot ahead of the Winnipeg Jets. Interesting.
It's because Winnipeg played last night and the Oilers didn't, right?
Well, now I would
In
think
terms
because
of
Winnipeg,
back, I mean, tomorrow they're back. They're top of the charts.
Winnipeg on the last weekly rankings were like 4th, and then now they're at 13th. So, I mean, we'll see where that plays out. Salary cap's going to be going up a little bit. How much will it help the Oilers? We'll discuss that. It's going up about 4 mil, 3 mil, 87.5 is what they said, right? Yeah, it was 87.5. So, going. Yeah, we'll dive into that. We'll take a look at the numbers there. Crack Pack Christmas is going to continue. We've got our advent calendars from Wayne's. We're going to dive into those here in the 6 o'clock hour. Show gets pretty busy. After that, we will have Craig Button. How about the Arizona Coyotes right now? We're going to have to talk about the Arizona Coyotes with Craig Button today.
2 points back of the Jets. Who? What did you say? They're 5th or 13th?
Yeah, the Coyotes are the top wild card spot right now. And they've won 5 in a row, and this is kind of interesting. They've won 5 in a row against the last 5 Stanley Cup champions, which is just kind of one of those things because it's not like a bunch of those Stanley Cup champions are still the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of neat to see.
It's something. Capitals last night 6-0. It's the place to be. Hey, ASU. Campus is rocking.
Yeah. They love him down
You can have your bowl season.
Gary Bettman is about 2 years away from making every team play in a 5,000-seat stadium.
Statue, ASU campus. Bettman, outside the mullet.
Your cool bet hotline of the day coming up. We'll try to make it 2 for 2 to start the week. We'll go there around 7:20 today. 7:30 this morning, your weekly confessions brought to you by Spectrum Rental. I've got a fancy confession. I got life confession. You got some good stuff today?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I got an in-house confession.
In-house? In here?
Yes.
Oh.
Not in this room. In this building.
An office confession.
Yes, a building confession.
I think I might know what it is.
Did you ever ask Iwanek about his babysitting adventure Friday afternoon as well?
Oh, yeah, that was...
I did yesterday.
What did he have to say?
You have to...
Our friends from the Russian spa, one of their kids came up and hung out awkwardly with Maddie.
They
for about 10
watched the
minutes.
show.
Yeah, which is amazing. Hello to everybody down at the Russian spa. Maddie texts us. He goes, I just babysat the Russian spa kid. I was like, wow, that's incredible. What did he say his name was? Leo?
Something like that.
I think he said his name was Leo.
Yeah. You'll have to get the...
I don't know who that's more awkward for. Maddie or the kid?
I'd say the kid.
It's just like, hi, I'm a kid. Oh, hi, I'm Matthew Iwanek.
I guess he's pretty interested in the Tales of the North garb. He was... That
Good.
really
I mean, who
perked
wouldn't
his
be?
interest. Yeah.
Who wouldn't be? I mean, kids love it. We're adults and we love it. So that totally makes sense. We'll get into that as well. So confessions around 7:30. Keegan Matson is going to join us from the winter meetings. Don't you love winter meetings?
Oh,
I mean, nothing. You're always like, oh, what's happening at the winter
Things
meetings?
are happening.
It's way better than league meetings, governor meetings. The winter meetings in baseball just hit differently. We will have kind of easy trivia from Mr. Mike's. Chance to win a gift certificate there. 3 questions too many. For our great staff at Park Mazda, Gager's going to pop by around 8:30 today. And then we will have the wrap for William Huff. But you can text us, of course, anytime at 780-218-9999. Dusty and Lieutenant Eirc standing up at the front of the rugby club in St. Albert this past summer.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
That, of course, is where we were when we announced we were returning in a new, better format.
Would have been something if you just did that. just that line.
Just drop that line, and that was it.
Walk out.
I was going to do a mic drop, but we didn't have a mic there. Nasty Chat is cruising along this morning as well. We will get to a few of those too. Sailor said, hey, I just figured out how to get the Nasty Chat on TV while watching you guys. This would be a game changer. You know, Sailor, people have been asking about that a couple of times.
Yeah.
If you want to pass along in the chat how you figure that out, that would be nice. I'm sure everybody would very much enjoy that bad boy. All right, so did you see Josh Clawson on the hangout
Did you hear Josh Clawson on the hangout yesterday?
Josh Clawson is a fascinating individual. He really is. He is the Edmonton weather GOAT. There's no doubt about it. He's a goalie, which is hilarious because he's kind of little. But then he's also a rapper. And yesterday, I remember the first time I found out that Josh Clawson was a rapper. I was like, come
Atmospheric Avenger.
What the hell are you talking about? This makes no sense. And you know, it was the beginning. I saw the beginning yesterday of a wonderful music collaboration. Did you see that on Twitter yesterday? Raimai, lead singer of Whale and the Wolf.
Yeah.
And Clawson said, it's very cool. Let me know if you need 16 bars on one of your songs. Can you imagine a Whale and the Wolf track with Josh Clawson coming in and just hammering out 16 bars?
Bars, yeah. Linkin Park, eat your heart out. This is going to change the rap rock game for good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the end of it right there. Edmonton rap rock game has been changed, will be changed forever.
That's some of that new metal.
If this ends up happening. All right, Trev, do we have it? Let's listen to Josh. Let's watch and listen to Josh Clawson yesterday. We were at myself, Trev, and Eirc. We're all kind of out here and I was doing some work in the boardroom, and Eirc's like, he was like, hey, he's doing it. He's doing it. And then we were all listening, and it was great. Let's take a peek. Here is Josh Clawson yesterday on the Hangout.
You gonna spin some rhymes like a lazy Susan?
Oh yeah, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
First time guest, longtime listener, fan of the original draft commissioner. Hit me on the nasty chat if you're digging the way that I be flipping the phrases so ridiculous. Conch me. At 6 o'clock, you can feed me, show me, and a Kubat prop, please. We need real ones like Nielsen and LTE. YouTube Trev, Awanik and Tommy G. Matt Cass, the Hustler, HR Dad, and your favorite goalie, Joaquin. The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen.
Damn.
Boys are loving that one. Question.
That was amazing.
Those
I mean,
last
come on.
couple lines just hit. And HR Daddy getting a drop. Hey, how
Yeah,
about
how
that?
does HR
Working
Daddy-
his way into a rap.
And I know he'll be watching this morning with my mom, and he'll be like, she's gonna be like, "Oh, your dad." Like HR Dad got mentioned in there, like. But how about what was it right off the top? First time, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner. Come on, Claus.
Yeah, he knows what the
You're
grid-
killing us. That's the last thing we need is Maddie's old draft commish getting the love right off the top.
You know how tight they are. That's expected. I mean, I think we know where what camp Clawson firmly resides in.
Well, I guess, and you know who I feel awful for? Quinn Phillips.
Doesn't get it. Well, you know,
Not that she hasn't
Early
been
days, yeah.
Yeah, it's early. She hasn't been the commish yet, but to see Josh Clawson give the love to a commish that legitimately straight up bailed on all of us post draft, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's a tough pill to swallow. I think one of my favorite things yesterday was so he does the rap, and we all kind of go back to work here. And YouTube Trev goes, I haven't even met him, and he said my name.
He said my name. Yeah, that was insane. I was like, he knows who I am.
He said that if we send him that, where'd that music come from? Did Matty have that on like his phone?
Yeah. No, I got that from a subscription, but
Okay.
yeah,
So
it was
you added
hard.
that in after.
Yeah, it was hard to line it up. Like I looked
No, but
through.
it worked out. It worked
Oh,
out
yeah.
pretty
It
decent.
worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said he
He
was
said
like,
if we send him that
Yeah.
beat, he'll put it on beat, and then we can play that on the
it'd be
show.
even better, believe it or not.
But him keeping time without a beat was like,
Yeah.
it's a
Man, he
human metronome, hey?
He came in hot and he was clever with his lyrics.
It was really
just
good. Let's play it one more time.
The
Let's play it
flow
one more
was.
time. I want to watch this again. Let's play it. Let's play it one more time. And how about Tommy right off the top dropping a? What are you gonna
J-Rock
spin it like
rhymes on Lazy
like
Susan.
a lazy Susan? Here, one more time.
You gonna spin some rhymes like a lazy Susan?
Oh, yeah, you got to get out of here?
Yeah.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner. Hit me on the nasty chat if you're digging the way that I be flipping the phrases so ridiculous. Conch me. At 6 o'clock, you can feed me, show me, and a Kubat prop, please. We need real ones like Nielsen and LTE. YouTube Trev, Awanik and Tommy G. Matt Cass, the Hustler, HR Dad, and your favorite goalie, Joaquin. The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen.
Damn.
He did say conch me, right? Like,
yeah.
So we had to hit one for him there. But yeah, extremely well done. Klaus, I mean, you're a legend. YouTube Trev will get you that track. And then yeah, you can lay that right down and it's right on. Now we got Jaunty and the 6 o'clocker. We'll probably get to that here after this update for Green Plan. And then now we've got Klaus. And I did see on Twitter last night a bunch of love is coming in for Klaus. He goes, it's no Jaunty and Victoria 6 o'clocker song, but it'll work, man.
He's standing
It'll
on the
work.
shoulders of giants, hey? He knows
Well,
that.
yeah.
It's
And it blows me away that guy's in a suit reading the weather to you every single night. You know, here he is on the hangout wearing the Knicks hoodie and dropping rhymes. So
campus bar at night,
Yeah.
weather desk during the day.
Who is on the hangout today? I thought Matty told me
McLean.
yesterday. Oh, Doug McLean.
And I
All
think
right, so we
we'll
expect
be
Doug
tag
McLean.
teaming?
You guys are gonna hop in.
We'll
there.
be splitting.
All right.
Hangout tag team.
YouTube Trev,
Yeah.
you got any lyrics for today?
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm working on them right now.
I'm YouTube Trev, and Josh Clawson said my name.
I'm having
From
a lot
here
of
on
fun.
out. it won't be the same. Like just
Trev just beatbox. He's just I can beatbox like it's great.
guys, you got to get him and J-Rock on the hangout for a wrap off. You know, Tommy actually does know him. It'd be cool if he popped by Edmonton and we slid him in on the hangout.
That'd be a great hangout, the two of them.
That'd be absolutely incredible. That'd be really nice. All right, let's get to a sports update. We're going to do some crack packet when we get back. The Oilers, number 12 on TSN's power rankings right now. I mean, how can you not say they're back? We'll get into that a little bit. And, you know, it's weird. They get like this 5 days off, but other teams keep winning. So then it's just like they're behind Anaheim again. And, oh, it's a vicious little cycle here, isn't it? Anyway, let's get into the sports update with LT.
Jake Browning tossed for just over 350 yards and a touchdown as the Bengals win on the road, keeping their faint playoff hopes alive, 34-31 in overtime against the Jaguars. Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence would leave the game in the fourth and would not return after spraining his ankle. You can join me Thursday at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge when the Steelers host the Patriots. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, as well as a free scoreboard with prizes on the line. Arizona Coyotes won 5 straight following a 6-0 shutout of the Capitals last night. Elsewhere, Tampa shut out Dallas 4-0. Vegas dropped one in overtime, 2-1 to the Blues. Habs doubling up Seattle 4-2. Jets edge the Hurricanes 2-1. And the Flyers take the Battle of Pennsylvania 2-1 over the Penguins. 8 games around the NHL tonight. Oilers back home to host Carolina tomorrow to kick off a 6-game homestand. Tyrese Halliburton with 26 points, leading the Pacers past the Celtics 122-112. Indiana advancing to the semifinals of the in-season tournament, while the Pelicans also advancing to the semis. They take out the Kings 127-117. Action resumes tonight as the Bucks host the Knicks, while the Lakers are at home to the Suns. This sports update brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call, 780-455-4292.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. Hello! It's not static, AM radio. It's the Cool Ben Red Hot Nielsen Show. Let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macromala intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack at 6 o'clock and log in with some sirloin bites. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. I'm back, baby!
Woo! We are back. We are back. Nielsen Show Uninterrupted continues to roll along here in the 6 o'clock hour. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. This is a good one. Quinn Phillips, when Matthew Iwanek resigned as commissioner.
I'm your huckleberry.
That's pretty good.
Very
That
nice.
could be right up there. Vance Van Vandervan. That's real nice. Real nice. That could be your text of the day. It is Tombstone Tuesday. We're having some fun here today. And, we got a bunch of different clips locked and loaded. But Vance Van Vandervan coming in good there. There's a few that are probably a little bit too dirty even to sneak in here on the show this time. Here's the sailor on the YouTube app when you're watching on your TV. On the YouTube app, you scroll to settings, the gear logo, and then just turn on live chat. That's it? What do you mean? I thought it was like a 9-step process.
Step by step, yeah.
YouTube,
Hey.
Trev, do you know about this?
Yes, I know about that one, but I know it's different for TV and like your laptop and phone for every single
every setup?
output.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just trying to remember, but yeah, no, that sounds about right. It's really not that. It shouldn't be that tricky. They've made it pretty accessible for lots of people. So yeah.
There you go. Turn on the chat. That'll add to it. That'll add to it a little bit. Many years ago, Josh Clawson was working weather in Saskatoon and was doing a local spot. People were in line for Star Wars Episode 1, and someone had a blow-up doll. So there is someone out there with a picture of Josh with a blow-up doll in Saskatoon. And it'd be nice if we could track that picture down. Episode 1, Josh Clawson outside getting you ready for the Phantom Menace. I love that. Morning, boys. Any chance of getting the 1,000-year-old conch for my wife and I celebrating 13 years together over the weekend? Cheers, boys. P.S. The lager is fantastic. You're going to give the 6 o'clocker lager some love. We'll give you a conch. Congratulations on 13 years. Also, speaking of that, I saved this text that came in last night. This was great. Jeb with B's. Jeb, G-E-B-B, text in yesterday. Last night. It was late last night. And this is straight out of Old School. Dear Dusty, if you're reading this, you already know. Remember at the Old School with the letter on the door?
Yeah.
The 6 o'clocker lager is sold out. Garneau, Meadowbrook, everywhere. Listening late again this morning to all the cheerful 6 o'clockers who've tasted this delicious beer, and it makes me both happy for them and sad for myself. Again, I haven't tasted it, and I love it. We're at the Comfort Inn, room 112. I love you, Jeb. P.S. Thanks for the mention in the 6 o'clock hour. It helped. So that was good last night. Anytime you can tie in that note from Old School into a 6 o'clocker lager, we got to get Jeb some 6 o'clocker lager.
I'd like
Somebody
to pour
this guy.
Pour one into his mouth. I'd love to do it.
Man, also, the guy from who runs the Shamrock Curling Club reached out about possibly putting it on tap.
Well, get out of here.
At the Shamrock, which is awesome. You can just email us, business@edmontonsportstalk.com. No matter the size, I mean, I know Alley Cat is more than willing to run off some kegs for you. So you can, throw a keg at your local establishment and put the 6 o'clocker lager on tap. Then you let us know that you have it. And then we say, hey, if you want to get the 6 o'clocker lager on tap, go to these various locations, which should end up being pretty good. Also, bold move by somebody last night who tweeted out them having a flat of it. You see that guy? I don't know, man. I probably would have kept that to yourself. If his address is out there, there would have been a high probability of a break-in.
I'm thinking humble brag, but now you're talking about a safety issue here. Where
it's a break and enter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a full-blown break and enter. Why do you think we don't have any on the premises? We don't want people breaking in here. This would be a full-blown break and enter. And here's the problem. You hear like the back window smash, and you get up, you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? So then you come running downstairs, and the guy's just sitting there at your kitchen table having a 6 o'clocker lager, and you're like, oh, Vance Van Vandervan, what's up? And he's like, here, this is for Jeb with 2 B's. Like, I think that works out. Extremely well. Extremely well. Roy is in on the nasty chat. So, I just want to say thank you for bringing back my favorite morning show, and I only have one 6 o'clocker left. I know. There's more coming. There's more on the way. With that being said, the first batch we got to be running low. Got to be running low on the first batch. Second batch is underway. They're hoping to have it out pre-Christmas. Can you imagine them dropping the second round of 6 o'clocker lagers on like December 20th? It's going to be somebody texted in yesterday, said it's the hot toy for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like everybody's trying to get some 6 o'clocker lagers under the tree
man.
for the holidays.
Stuff the stocking. The tall boy fits perfectly in one of those, eh?
We will see how quickly that they can pump out this second batch and then hammer it out to everybody. So, that's good. Belineski says, I still got 4 packs, and I'm willing to sell them for $14.05 a pack. That's a pretty good deal, actually. Real nice deal. But yeah, this continues to be pretty impressive. Everybody continues to support the 6 o'clocker lager. Very good. Gazzola to Iwanek when Quinn agreed to be commissioner. I'm sorry, I forgot you were there. You may go now. That's a great Doc Holliday line as well. I was messing around with Doc Holliday soundboards yesterday.
Yeah, you were.
And I think that was,
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody else spent last night going through a bunch of Doc Holliday soundboards?
Not Tombstone. Doc Holliday specific
Yeah,
soundboards.
Doc Holliday soundboards like this one here.
I've not yet begun to defile myself.
I have not yet begun to defile myself.
You're a daisy if you do.
You're a daisy if you do. But I thought I saw that one somewhere with the, oh, I forgot you were there. That's a really good line, actually, for the commish for Iwanek. That's, I like that. Oh, this one's good, too.
Kate, you're not wearing a bustle. How lewd.
How lewd.
How lewd.
How lewd. Anyway, keep those coming in. 780-218-9999. I've been teasing these TSN power rankings all morning. We haven't even got to them yet.
Ooh.
The Edmonton Oilers, baby, are they back? We had this conversation after the fourth win. It's mostly gone away now for this raging Jack Campbell debate on whether or not you take a look at him again before pulling the trigger on a trade for a goalie. And we'll get into that with Gager. He's going to pop by. I might dabble in it with Craig Button coming up here at 7:05 as well. The Edmonton Oilers right now on the power rankings from TSN. Number one on the list, not the Oilers. So that came across.
Oh, wow.
Los Angeles Kings, number one on the list. The Kings have an average goal differential of 1.57, and their expected goal differential is 1.07.
Perfect on the road.
Man, those expected goals. Those are something. Those are great. New York Rangers, number two on their power rankings. Vegas Golden Knights, number three. The Detroit Red Wings, number four. The Vancouver Canucks, number five. Now, that's three teams within the Oilers division in the top five in the league in the power rankings. The Vancouver Canucks average goal differential, 1.28. Second to only the Los Angeles Kings, even though the Canucks' expected goal differential is 0.32. We love expected goal differentials. Hey, like the National Hockey League has just become this expected goal differential business where in the end, I mean, the only thing that actual matters is actual goal differential.
Look at you dealing in reality.
I know.
Look
I
at
just
you.
I don't know why we're
Yeah,
but this is their this drives me nuts. I don't it's like a beef where it's like, oh man, they lost tonight. Yeah, but they had more expected goals. Cool, man. That's great. I know the analytics community will be like, this guy's an idiot. But, I mean, in the end, you don't win by having 4 expected goals to 3 expected goals allowed. You win by scoring 4 goals and allowing 3 goals. You know,
Hear me out. The NHL institutes an in-season expected goals tournament.
Wow.
Then, if you're a team that can't score in reality,
Yeah.
but you can score the expected goals, that's something to strive for and achieve.
So you win the in-season expected goals tournament.
Yeah, in which you lose the tournament.
man,
Like, you don't win the tournament, but you lose it. You go through the entire tournament losing, but you have the highest XG.
They carry the possession.
Therefore, you win. You get
They
the
carry
XG banner. As you say, this is your chance to award the XG.
It's the possession cup. It's a possession cup. We just came up with it here. That's not bad.
Why not?
That's not bad. Did I say Detroit was 4th in the power
Yeah,
rankings?
and that's did you mess up?
I'm looking back at it
Why,
now,
yeah,
and I'm like, damn, I kind of glossed over the fact that the Detroit Red Wings are 4th in the power rankings.
Did you mention
right now.
Boston? I guess it is a power ranking.
No, Boston.
But I mean,
Boston hasn't come up yet. You know why Boston hasn't come up? Their expected goals differential is only 0.16.
they've only won 3 in a row.
Bruins are garbage.
Yeah, well, it's
So the Canucks are at 5. The Carolina Hurricanes, dun 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 dun,
tomorrow's opponent.
coming to town tomorrow. They're 6th right now. Their average goal differential is only 0.22, but their expected goals differential 0.87, second highest in the National Hockey League.
Ooh.
The Boston Bruins 17-4-3. They come in at 7. The Dallas Stars are 8th on the TSN Power Rankings. The Colorado Avalanche are 9th. The Florida Panthers at 11-5-1 are 10th. The Pittsburgh Penguins have, I mean,
5th in the wild
The
card.
Pittsburgh Penguins are 11th in the league in power rankings. They're 11-10-2, so they've lost more games than they've won. But they're sitting 11th.
3-4-3 in their last 10.
So what's going on here?
I don't know. Wait, what's the date of that article?
What is the date of this article? I'm pretty sure it's pretty recent.
No way.
It was yesterday.
No way.
This article came out yesterday. They got the Pittsburgh Penguins as 11th in the power rankings.
I understand power ranking.
What did you say the Penguins were in their last 10?
3-4-3.
Okay, so here's what it comes back around to. Their expected goal differential is .58. That's what.
There you have
it. Why don't you just tabulate expected goal differentials and just say that's it?
Or XG ranking.
You don't even need to score the goals anymore. You just need to expect to score them. The Edmonton Oilers come in right behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're 9-12-1, but they have won 4 in a row. They've won 7 of their last 10. The Oilers, this is interesting. The Oilers' average goal differential is minus .27. Of the top 13 teams, they're the only one with a negative goal differential. But their expected goal differential, wait for this, if you want to find that silver lining, the Oilers' expected goal differential is .81. Only the Kings and the Hurricanes are expected to score more goals than the Edmonton Oilers. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say,
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
right? Like,
Coyotes didn't
My
make that
goodness.
list, eh? They didn't make the list?
yeah, where are the
I mean,
Coyotes?
they-
They've won
I
5
don't
in a
know, I
row. Let me find out
That's
where
not
the
real,
Coyotes
though.
are on this list.
That's fantasy.
The Arizona Coyotes.
Like they got to be.
Where are the Coyotes?
Give them
Did I
their
say the
love. You're
Coyotes?
going too far down.
Oh, they're
the list.
17.
17.
They're 17. They're right behind the Maple Leafs, the Devils, the Preds, the Jets, and then the Oilers on top there. But only 2 teams expect to score more goals than the Edmonton Oilers, which is pretty good. It's like this kind of comes back around to one of these Tombstone clips. This is why Tombstone works so well for everything. You've got your regular goals for, and then your expected goals for are like this.
I'm your huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry. That's what the expected goals for are. Val Kilmer walking off from waiting up top on the stoop to challenge Johnny Ringo when Johnny Ringo wants to kill everybody else. That's expected goals for, right? Expected goals for sits there and just taps his gun like this. That's what the expected goals for are. Meanwhile, Wyatt Earp over here is the goals for, right? That's
now, Dusty, the analytics crowd don't think you're an idiot. They're waiting to see. Right now, you're an expected idiot. That's a strong
Is that
text.
a text?
Strong
Who
text.
texted that in?
Anonymous here. Please
man, save that one.
Sheldon on a parts desk. Is that you? Anyways, yeah, that's a
save that one. That's write that number down.
expected idiot. I like that one.
That's pretty good. That's look, I mean, I understand the concept of expected goals for. These are the chances you're getting. You're not finishing. I get it, but I mean, you don't win unless you actually put the puck in the back of the net. Last time I checked, finishing in the league is actually relatively important as well. Some people will say it's not as important, though. You know, like, as long as you have the expected goals for,
Everything will be fine.
you're playing well. Yeah, but what if the team can't bury anything to save their lives and they're losing games? Well, then, that's a great text, man. I love that. Now, Dusty. I even like the now. Now, Dusty.
Tut.
The analytics crowd don't think you're an idiot. They're waiting to see. Right now, you're only an expected idiot. That could be text of the day
That's
for
a
A&W.
real strong
That's
one.
good.
Yeah.
You could get yourself $20 to A&W, and we'll see how that goes over. All right, let's do this. Should we get into the Advent calendar here? Let's continue our Crackback Christmas, right? Let's do it.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack Pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the Crack Pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and and sell it to get more money.
The Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A crack pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, crack.
All right, let's get into it. The advent calendars, we got them from Wayne's. They got a bunch of Christmas goodies in it, Wayne. So you open up it's like how we don't have to explain to you how advent calendars work. You open up the box, you find the number.
December 1st.
We got a bunch of advents around. I've got a hockey Kit Kat advent for me because I love Kit Kats and I love hockey. My wife's got a Reese's peanut butter cup advent calendar.
Okay.
Huge Reese freak. And then my kids have the regular. The regular,
Just a chocolate,
regular
a milk
chocolate thing,
chocolate.
and then they've got a Lego advent
I like
calendar.
how you guys have all your own personalized
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't come together
We're-
as a family and open it, but you all got your own. And
We're a big advent family.
I like that.
Big advent family. All right, here we go. 2022, 2023 extended series.
21-22 Series 2.
Series 2. All right, let's go young gun hunting. Come on now.
Come on, baby.
By the way, if you want to go to Wayne's and go Christmas shopping, they got all the Lego and the Funko Pops and everything, and plus all the cards, obviously. Okay, let's get some Oilers here, trying to build a whole team.
Lehkonen. Oh, Kevin Rooney.
Kevin Rooney. Nino Niederreiter, UD Canvas, got himself a 3-year deal, didn't he?
Hey, the Nuge.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, we need it for
Put
the
him on
team.
the team.
Group. Yep, that's perfect.
Yeah, no, not too much of this one. I tell you that much. Like Connor Murphy, Jonathan Drouin, here if you want to have here.
All right, we got the Nuge, we got Fogle, we got CC, we got McDavid. We got another McDavid over there. The whole lineup's starting to come together nicely here. We still have a lot of days to go. Like we're gonna pull.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get a Kane. We're gonna get a Draisaitl. Some of those lower end guys, I'm a little bit concerned about getting our hands on there. I
Get a
think.
Vincent Younggun or something.
Yeah. Hey guys, can I get a conch for the 12-hour brisket smoking today? +6 equals you gotta smoke. That's in from trainer Mark this morning. And he has sent us a picture of the smoke. That's
Looking good.
That's a huge chunk of meat right there.
Yeah, he's got racks upon racks in that smoker. Hey, you could
Smoke a lot of things in there.
lots of meat. He's got the beef.
I mean, there's just, and I admire the smoking community, like the smokers,
Yes.
but I just don't know if it's worth waiting
You're gonna
that long.
You're already asking the question. It's funny now that you're driving a truck, you're doing all this stuff that, years back
You
we
think
would have only
that's next?
dreamt.
You think I'm a smoker guy
It's
next?
It's gonna be eventually, maybe not this year, maybe not, in the near future, but eventually, because you're so inquisitive about it, you want to know more, and somebody sends in a picture of their meat smoking, and I can tell that the wheels start spinning.
I
Because
guess
what do? You like the wood chips on fire. You walk away for 6 hours, then you come back and there's meat ready. You can't.
Is that it? There has to be more to it than this.
I think that's pretty much
It feels like an exact science. I feel like I would screw it up. Maybe I'm just intimidated by the smoker.
But I think you appreciate. I think you want to learn the science. This is what you like to do. It's same with the outdoor rink. You like getting in there with
doing
the
now.
science
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think if you tried a couple of times, you would. If you went in there and tried to smoke a butt or whatever it is, right? And you did it wrong, you'd want to figure out why. And I think I could see you getting in the smoking game. You set it and forget it. You like the chips, you walk away, and
maybe it would be good for me because I am pretty busy.
Yeah.
And I could find a lot to do in that 12 hours where the thing's smoking.
Imagine smoking meat while working on the ODR.
That's insane.
Boy.
I mean, that's actually
That'll
not
be a backyard.
that's not a bad idea.
Envious
Actually.
of everybody in the neighborhood.
I don't know. I think Red's texting. It's inevitable. Red, do you mean?
Can you
it's
not see
inevitable
this
that-
man getting a smoke, either buying one, getting one as a gift somehow, maybe even winning your way? Maybe that's how it is. You know how you win?
I
Hey,
win.
I
a
win
smoker.
something, and then
I
you
can
become,
win one now because I can pick it up in the truck.
Yeah. See, it's all.
Could load various huge slabs of meat. Head on down to Acme.
This is all.
I already got the
You
butcher.
got your meat man.
I got the meat guy.
It's
Right? I say, hey, man, I want to smoke something today. What should I smoke?
just a matter of time.
I don't know. I'm intimidated by smoking. I feel like there's too much there to learn. I also think you have to start wearing different clothes. Like, there's a bunch of different things you have to do. I've got buddies
apron
who are big time like smoke guys, and I will say I feel like my two buddies who are smoke men down in Lethbridge.
Smoke men?
I feel like sometimes they look down upon me because I'm not a smoke guy.
You call them
The
smoke
smoke men. Yeah. I honestly, I kind of feel like, oh man, I don't know what you guys are talking about with the smoking, and
bourbons,
I feel like such
bourbons and such. Hey,
Yeah.
you'd be a bourbon guy. You'd
Yeah.
be drinking bourbons.
This would be my line right here.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Ah, skin
Sure.
that smoke wagon and see what happens. That's me when I get my smoker for the first time and I've got to like unwrap it and take it out of
Build
the
it.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tammy comes out. I'm just staring at it. What are you saying to this thing?
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, smoking and flooding at the same time. I think that's a dream of yours with the truck parked in the driveway. And everybody with their advent calendar. This is a Nielsen
I'm nervous.
Christmas
I'm
here.
nervous about it. I'm nervous about it. With that being said, my wife keeps asking me what I want for Christmas. And all of a sudden, in 10 minutes, have I gone from like, oh man, I don't get smoking, to be like, Tam, I'd like a smoker for Christmas.
See, but if you got one presented, say even built, and here it is.
But how much different thing can you do in there? I mean, you just put a slab of meat. How many different meats can you?
Well, but it's the chips. You can buy different flavored wood chips, right? And you can smell.
And that's supposed to change the way it smells or change the way it tastes.
Yeah, and then you put a thing in, and it's all digital. You can get it on your phone, and you can track the temperature. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I know, eh? It's digital in the temps, and
I think, to be honest with you, I
can
want a
leave
whole
your
shed
house
now. I want a whole shed and put the smoker in a shed.
Why not?
I
Dare
get
to dream.
TV out there and everything.
Imagine tying your skates in the smoking shed for the ODR.
A lot of sense here. Right
You can
now.
keep those old goalie pads in there that smell like beef.
All right, who's got a smoker for me? Let's go. Let's see here. Tommy Rubella says, Dusty, if you want, I can train you in the ways of smoking.
Yeah.
Wow, this sounds like what is this, like a Jedi thing?
I think
I'll train you in the ways.
Amish Man 19, having heard of many of your exploits, Dusty, over the last 12 years, you could easily handle a smoker. I think of.
No, but people know that I'm inept. Like I can't do anything that men can
But
do.
we would.
So-
It takes a village, right? Like we'd all be. I think there's enough experts on the nasty chat and the Paris Jewelers inbox. We'd help you along.
I would like to provide you guys with smoke we meet at the office. Like I'd be rolling in with a nice
that'd be-
tray. It's like
yeah.
try my
A
smoke
strip of brisket.
Yeah.
I want you to get it in the wood chip game though. That's what I look for. You'd be a wood chip connoisseur. You'd know.
I'd be trading wood chips
different
with
types
other
of wood.
people,
Exactly.
different
Yeah,
types of
yeah,
wood
yeah.
chips.
You'd get in that game hard.
We smuggle them in over the border. Hey guys, can I get a conch celebrating our 42nd anniversary today? Holy smokes. Coach Mike is wondering if we're getting a 12 Days of Christmas from Lieutenant Eirc this year. We discussed this yesterday, and the answer is yes.
I don't know. Play something.
Here, I got it. Are we getting a 12 Days of Christmas from Lieutenant Eirc this year? Lieutenant Eirc right now is like,
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah.
so, yes. Like, it'll be really fun this year because you got a whole new place to work with, right? Like,
Yeah, it was a lot easier, shall we say, to do it at the old place. So this will be different. I might even have to do day one live. Are we prepared for that? We're up for that. Trev's looking forward to it.
you want to do just day one live?
Sitting in here doing it live in front of you, like much like
Just
Josh
day
Clawson
one,
in the
yeah.
hangout yesterday.
Yeah.
Eh? Like,
well, I can get the music.
yeah,
And then you can hit it.
yeah. I could do it live if you want.
That would be amazing. Hey, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube chat. We should have anyway. But give us a thumbs up on the YouTube chat if you want Lieutenant Eirc to do the 12 Days of Christmas live every single morning.
Every single
right
morning.
here on the
Oh,
show.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just
On
thinking
the
morning
first
number one,
day
yeah.
of Christmas. Like you could, I know you could bang that out.
Yeah, I could.
And I'd be sitting here right next to you just laughing and
Okay,
laughing.
yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
want to get nuts? Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. What Monday we did the math.
It would start on Monday because our last show together will be the Wednesday, the 20th. Then you're on vacation. I'm off to Spengler. So yeah, that would have to time out. Or I guess it would be Tuesday.
Where we're counting weekends?
Oh, no,
We
it
should
would
almost
be-
start today, really. 1, 2.
No, there should be enough
2,
days.
3, 4, 5.
What's today? Tuesday?
Actually, today would be the.
What?
Yeah.
How many days?
We only have like a couple weeks till Christmas.
That's it? Christmas is that close?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should have.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were like, oh, no, it'll start next Monday.
On the Thursday.
Well, you know what? Maybe we start it tomorrow. You want to try to start
I'm
it tomorrow?
game. Yeah. Let's go.
Lieutenant Eirc's 12 Days of Christmas starts tomorrow. And then we'll fast forward it to the end with the 11 and 12. or
Oilers
whatever.
back.
Yeah, I mean, Tales of the North.
Tales
12
of the
Days
North.
Christmas.
12. Wow.
My God.
What a
My God,
hump
that's
day.
amazing. That's real nice. Nerding Punk in DV. There are so many things you can smoke other than meat, like mac and cheese and lasagna.
Yeah, you can make
or
dips.
even pizza. So good. It's not as hard as you think, Dusty. Yeah, but I thought like the lowest setting was like 6 to 8 hours. You can set this thing for just a couple hours? Is this how it works?
Man.
But do I want to wait 2 hours for a pizza? That seems crazy to me.
But would you wait 10 minutes for a Pop-Tart?
No.
A
The
smoked
weird thing is
Pop-Tart?
I love my microwave, and I feel like the smoker's the exact opposite.
Microwave.
Really torn on this.
Talking microwave.
Hot Take Kev says, Dusty, I never pictured myself as a smoker guy, but I got one as a wedding present 4.5 years ago. I'm all about that smoker life now. Chicken legs, wings, beef brisket, you name it, I'll try it. I never chose the smoker life. It chose me, and I love it. So that's it from Hot Take Kev. All right, look, let's get to a sports update here. It's a sports rewind for Universal Rewind. Craig Button on the other side. I don't know. I mean, it took me years to become truck guy.
No.
I'm not becoming smoker guy overnight. There's zero chance of that happening. Let's get to an update with LT.
Cincinnati Bengals winning on the road, keeping their faint playoff hopes alive, 34-31 in overtime against the Jaguars. Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence, he'd leave the game in the fourth and would not return after spraining his ankle. You can join me Thursday at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge to kick off Week 14 of the National Football League when the Steelers host the Patriots. Over to the NHL where the Coyotes have won 5 straight. They shut out the Capitals 6-0 last night. Tampa shutting out Dallas 4-zip. Vegas dropping one in overtime to the Blues 2-1. Habs doubling up the Kraken 4-2. Jets over the Hurricanes 2-1. And the Flyers edging up the Penguins 2-1. 8 games around the NHL this evening. The Oilers back home to host Carolina tomorrow, kicking off a 6-game homestand. Tyrese Halliburton with 26 points, leading the Pacers over the Celtics 122-112. Indiana advancing to the semifinals of the in-season tournament, while the Pelicans also punching their ticket to the semis. They take out the Kings 127-117. Action resumes tonight with the Bucks at home to the Knicks and the Lakers hosting the Suns. This Sports Rewind brought to you by Universal Rewind, industrial electric motor sales and service. Servicing many industries we rely on daily, from agriculture and aggregates to food processing and industrial manufacturing. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eirc. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Tuesday morning with the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here. About 2 degrees right now. Looking for a high of 4 degrees in Edmonton today. We got your Cool Bet hotline of the day coming up here in about 20 minutes time. We're going to get to your weekly confessions for Spectrum Rental. And, of course, we are going to dive into the talk of the Toronto Blue Jays being in the mix for one of, preferably both, highly unlikely there, but one of Shohei Otani or Juan Soto, which would be absolutely incredible. Let's bring in our hockey analyst today for Pro-Am Sports. Oilers are on a 4-game heater. Like you, the Pro-Am boys are relieved too, and that has certainly helped, Craig. The Oilers, actually, before we get there, Craig, do you have a smoker? Do you smoke meats? Do you have like a smoker that you spend 12 hours waiting for something?
No, my brother-in-law does. And hey, listen, I worked for the Dallas Stars for a number of years, so I'm partial to good barbecue. So I don't have one, but my brother-in-law does it. So
does your brother-in-law?
Actually, my son-in-law now does it too. So
okay, all right.
I have access.
Does your brother-in-law talk about his smoker all the time?
No, but a friend of mine that I work with on the Stampede volunteer board, Melanie, her husband, he's a big smoker, and he talks about it all the time. And then she talks about it all the time.
You just got to embrace it, because in the end, it absolutely is delicious. So they got
Do you have a smoker?
No, we were just talking about it. Like, Eirc thinks I should get into the smoking game, and I'm too intimidated by it. I don't think I could handle it properly. You know, I worry about it. I'm not very manly, Craig. I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm not very manly either, but you just go in your backyard, and when the kids are playing hockey, once you get the rink set up, when hopefully that comes sooner rather than later, set up a smoker in the corner, you know?
Yeah. You know what the dream would
be? Not the corner of the rink, the corner of the yard.
No, the corner of the yard. Get a smoker in the corner, get a hot tub next to the rink so I can just sit in the hot tub, watch the kids, watch the smoker, have a drink. That's the true Christmas miracle right there. That would be that would be absolutely amazing. The Edmonton Oilers, they have not played. Tomorrow will be Carolina, their first game in 6 days. So they've had 5 days off, but they had won 4 in a row rolling into that, and they won 4 games in 4 different ways, essentially, Craig. It'll be very interesting to see how they come out here after 5 days off, considering how well they were playing going in. If they can pick up where they left off, they might actually be onto something, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they're onto something. We know that the Edmonton Oilers, were not as bad a team as their record showed through the first, 15, 16 games. And so when you watch how they play, and, I was in Winnipeg last Thursday night, and, it was a game where, they had their chances. Winnipeg was tight, and then, Darnell Nurse, Hellebuck makes a mistake, and then the power play, again, McDavid just brilliant. I mean, McDavid, again, could have had 4 or 5 points in that game. I mean, he just dances out there. I think that this break is really, really helpful for the Edmonton Oilers. 2 reasons. I heard what Chris Knobloch said yesterday. Going through some injuries, being bumped up, just being able to recover a little bit. I also think everything they went through in the first 6 weeks of the season, it was constant. Like, it was constant on them. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then they win 4 in a row. And now you can just kind of take that deep breath and exhale and go, okay, we're okay. We're okay. And I think the mental fatigue can become as burdensome as the physical fatigue. I think that this rest, knowing that they know how to play and that they're back to playing to a standard that they expected themselves, I think the rest will be really beneficial for them.
Carolina Hurricanes will roll in here tomorrow. They lost in Winnipeg last night. Laurent Brossoit, 42 of 43. He was absolutely on point last night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And again, like, Connor Hellebuck has given him great goaltending, after a little bit of a tough start by his standards. Laurent Brossoit, I mean, he was part of the Stanley Cup winning Vegas Golden Knights last year. And I've said this often. They went through 3 goaltenders last year, not because any of them were poor, because of injuries. I mean, and they all 3 of them played well. Laurent played well, Aiden Hill played well, and certainly Logan Thompson played well. You're gonna need your backup goaltender to win games for you, and they needed him in the game versus Carolina.
All right, well, this is interesting then that you bring up the backup goaltender, because it's been a huge discussion during some downtime here. When they sent Jack Campbell down here in Edmonton, his numbers were actually better than Stuart Skinner's. Like, neither goalie had a good start here. Stuart Skinner's numbers have certainly improved since Campbell was sent down. And, in large part, I don't want to take it, Stewart's been playing better for sure, but the team has cut down on a lot of odd man rushes and chances off the rush. Would you take another look at Jack Campbell behind this improved Oilers team right now before giving up a first or 2 firsts to move his contract? Or would you just say, they're past that at this point? They're still looking for somebody to come in and basically back up Stuart Skinner. How would you approach that right now?
So I'll start with this. I think when they sent Jack Campbell down, it was for him to get his game in order and to go and obviously, I mean, he wasn't anywhere near a level that was acceptable at the National League level. So going down there and finding his game, I think, was really, really important for the Edmonton Oilers and for Jack Campbell. That's number 1. Number 2, Calvin Pickard is not an NHL goaltender. And it's simple as that. So right now, you need Jack Campbell to find his game. You need Jack Campbell to get back to a level of ability that he has shown in the past, so that you can call him up and get him back up on your roster. I mean, I just don't see a team out there taking on Jack Campbell this year and 3 more years at his contract. And I don't see the Oilers giving up significant. They're going to have to live through this period of time. I think the best time, if you want to move Jack Campbell, is in the summertime. You buy him out. I think that's the opportunity. Why are you going to give up significant assets, whether it be draft picks or prospects, to rid yourself of a contract? You can rid yourself of it in the summer. I know there's a cost to it, but the cost is far greater in giving up significant assets to rid yourself. Finding his game is key. He's on the right trajectory there in Bakersfield, which is a positive. And once he gets his game back in order, and there's a confidence that that it's there and steady and consistent, they can call him up and Calvin can get back to the American Hockey League.
Craig, Oilers 8 points back of a wild card spot this morning. Fans sitting around chewing their nails, no hockey to play. They see teams playing each and every night, still getting points and kind of climbing that wild card ladder, one of which the Arizona Coyotes, winners of 5 straight, knocking off Cup champions like it's nobody's business, 2 shutouts. Just want to get your thoughts. What are you seeing there in Arizona from ASU campus and these Coyotes leading the wild card pack?
Yeah, they certainly have played well. And what I would say, Eirc, is they're a team that plays hard. Last year, they played hard. And they were bigger, and they leaned on you, and it was no fun playing against them. This year, they play hard. They're really well coached. Andre Jordan is a really good coach, and they have more skill. So they're able to take advantage of that effort and that determination, that competitive spirit. And when you add a little bit more skill into your lineup, it makes the difference. Obviously they win 6-0 last night, but I just see a team with a lot more skill, a lot more ability to take advantage of their hard work. And, right now, Bill Armstrong and the Coyotes, I don't know if they were if this is unexpected, but I think it's a positive for the Coyotes and their program. You don't want young players to continually have to go through the losses and not be and hearing about how competitive you are not winning. This is a team that plays really well, and certainly, we're 25 games into the season. There's no reason to believe they're going to fall off. And I know that everybody talks about the wild card. It's December 5th.
Yeah,
I believe the Oilers will have a wild card spot at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, there is still a long way to go. They're not that far out of it, and a few of the teams between them and the wild card spot I wouldn't view as juggernauts, to put it politely. Just sticking with that Washington-Arizona game, Alexander Ovechkin, somebody brought this up in the Nasty Chat. They're like, hey, ask Craig about Ovechkin. Just 5 goals so far this season. I know he's had a few that have been waved off here, Craig, but your thoughts? Obviously, there's one goal here for Alexander Ovechkin right now, and that is to track down Wayne Gretzky as the all-time greatest goal scorer. And he's still got a pretty good amount of runway, I think, to get there. But what have you thought of his slow start so far? And do you think he eventually gets on track and buries, 30 to 35 this year?
Based on the way he's playing right now, he'll be lucky to get to 15. He's sluggish. When we think about Alexander Ovechkin, and he was always robust. He was playing, even when he wasn't scoring, he was skating, and he was physical, and he was around the puck, and he was in the mix, and he was a handful and playing the game for any type of an opponent. I don't see that. I don't see Alexander Ovechkin I see Alexander Ovechkin going out on the ice, looking for a spot to stand. Okay, I didn't get anything. I go off the ice. He sits on the bench. He comes back out on the ice, looks for a place to stand. The best word I can use for him is sluggish. He looks like he is so slow and behind the play, and that's true of the Washington Capitals too. And then Spencer Carberry. Evgeny Kuznetsov was a healthy scratch. Evgeny Kuznetsov has been beyond poor. Beyond poor. And, you lose Backstrom, so I'll give Alex a little bit of leeway there. But if you're going to play like that in this league against good, what I would call good, competitive, smart, hard skating teams, I don't care how good a goal scorer you are, you're not scoring. And right now, he's not anywhere near it.
One more that I want to get to before I let you go, and that is the Columbus Blue Jackets, just because the Oilers have had some scouts with eyes on them, and, people instantly think goalie. But, the Blue Jackets have a very interesting dilemma on their hands here. They've paid Johnny Gaudreau a bunch of money. Patrick Laine has been frustrated already this season. They have some really good, young, talented players as well. For the Blue Jackets, where would you expect, a guy like Boone Jenner? Doesn't make a lot of money. I think he'd be very valuable to a lot of teams. Do they get to a point, he's their captain, do they get to a point where they pull the pin on what they were hoping they were going to accomplish with this group?
Listen, Boone Jenner's a really good player.
Yeah,
You're looking for that type of a center, get all over it and get right after it. Listen, in the summer, the Columbus Blue Jackets made some significant moves with the idea that they were going to improve their team and compete for a playoff spot. Yeah, right. They're a team that, again, they're in the wilderness. What are they? Tell me, what are the Columbus Blue Jackets? They're a game on the schedule. They come in when you go to Columbus. The cannon goes off. Who really cares about the Columbus Blue Jackets? They're just a team. They're just a team in the league. I hear about all the young talent they have and everything. Like, they're another team. They're in disarray. And they're going nowhere. I know that I know that there's always hope and everything with young players and everything, but like young players go in and like they got to be looking around and going, what kind of situation am I in? And that's not good. And I think they got to do an evaluation right from the top of the organization about what works and what doesn't work. Clearly, there's a lot more not working than working in that organization. And so, but Boone Jenner, I'd be all over Boone Jenner. That's a player that any team that wants to contend. And you look at Barbashev. You look at Barbashev last year going to Vegas and signing. Like that's the type of addition that Boone Jenner could provide to a team. And that's where they're at. So Boone Jenner, get after it if you want to improve your team. And I have a confession.
Okay.
I do have a confession.
Okay.
So my confession is, and I would really like you and Eirc to do this for next week.
Okay.
Dumbest sports initiatives all time. You can have the listeners and the viewers tune in. For me, my confession is the NBA tournament is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen in sports as an initiative.
You don't like it, eh? You were fired up with the quarterfinals last night?
What's the deal?
Yeah, I woke up and yesterday morning. I go, the quarterfinals are on tonight of the NBA tournament. I couldn't wait for the thing. I'm watching Sports Center last night.
Yeah.
They put up the bracket, and I'm going, the bracket. Like, we just had the college football. The playoff. Florida State got hosed by not being into college football, and the NBA tournament. It doesn't matter. Like.
Oh, God, I love it. We could do a draft of all the dumb sports initiatives that have ever happened. There's been so many of them.
Columbus Blue Jackets might be a first
the
overall
Columbus
pick.
Blue Jackets are right up there. Oh, God. Craig, as always, man, we appreciate it. We'll catch up next week.
Yeah, thanks, you guys.
Oh, man, we gotta remember to come up with our dumbest sports initiatives. And the Craig Button is really fitting in. He was great before, but he's really fitting in well on the new format, right? That's a hot take.
Didn't even get to the Wolverine sweater, which he slyly donned this morning for the.
Is that what he was?
Go Big Blue.
Oh yeah,
Big Blue,
did have
baby.
Michigan.
Big
I
Blue.
didn't even see that. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. Well, look at the Pacers last night, though. Not like tell the Pacers it's not important.
Well, there's money on the line.
Money on the line.
There's money on the line.
And if you're a team that doesn't feel like you can compete over the season, you win this thing. Like,
yeah.
You tell LeBron he wants to win that first one. Come on, like that's.
Well, I mean, there's one thing that Michael Jordan never did, and that's win an in-season tournament. And LeBron could go. Now, with that being said, they get the Suns tonight, and I've been nervous about this game for 6 days.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see what happens there. But this is a great question from Craig. By the way, Craig Button. We're going to have to clip that one. Like Craig Button on the Columbus Blue Jackets.
That was great. They're just a team.
Who cares about the Columbus Blue Jackets? Which is exactly what all of us were thinking. Like, we're all sitting there thinking, like, you're right. Who cares about the Columbus Blue Jackets? Which is why, like, Johnny Gaudreau going there was just the weakest move of all time. Like, if you just want to go hide for the rest of your career in Nothingville, then congratulations, you accomplished your feat.
Yeah, you hit a home run.
Yeah, Gary's making almost $10 million to go play for just an organization that's basically become a joke.
Go Buckeyes.
Yeah, that was I mean, Craig Button came in hot today, and I loved every minute of it. But, I mean, so he didn't like the NBA in-season tournament. Oh, yeah, the cannon. You go there, they play
the cannon, so what?
That was good. That was good. Okay, so
see, he texted us right now. Only chance for the Blue Jackets to win something would be an in-season XG tournament. See,
guys, the Jackets are already dead,
right?
They're already dead, Craig. They've got a family. The Columbus Blue Jackets have a family. They're dead. No, I look at it from. It's a great question. What is the worst sports initiative or like league-driven idea ever? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Or hit us up in the nasty chat as well.
It's a thinker, hey? You have to kind of...
Yeah. Like, I know there would have been some, like, you really want to do over here or there. But, yeah, there's got to be a bunch. There's got to be a bunch that kind of pop off here. 780-218-9999. The whole Jack Campbell thing, we were talking... I guess it started late in our show yesterday after the Rashog hit, and then carried over to they didn't get into it on the hangout, but we got into it on the oil stream yesterday as well. But I thought Craig made an interesting point, and this would be my question for you on Jack Campbell today. Do you think the Oilers should give up significant assets to move on from Jack Campbell? We'll wait. We'll wait right here. Do you think they should give up significant assets to move on from Jack Campbell?
Is this before you're getting your little look-see? Is that right now you're saying right now, right this minute?
Let's forget about the look-see.
Right this minute.
Sometime in the next month, because you might not get a look-see until sometime in January. Would you give up significant, I'm talking at least a first rounder, another one of your top 3 prospects? Would you give up significant value to move on from the contract of Jack Campbell? Now, on top of that, you would then need to move some other assets to bring in pieces to make the most of that cap space you will be getting from moving out Jack Campbell. So there is a lot of moving pieces. What's it? Is it Charlie Day with the meme when he's got like 1,000 things going on? It's kind of how I imagine it is in the Oilers' office when it comes to Jack Campbell right now. But what do you think? Would you do it? 780-218-9999. Matt is in. This is Craig's rant. Has to be the sound of the day. Well, Craig's rant is right up there with Josh Clawson's rap that we played earlier on the show today. So, there's a vicious battle. If we can somehow take Josh Clawson, and as he's spitting, you just hear in the background, you hear, who cares about the Blue Jackets? Boom, 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 boom. Who cares about the Blue Jackets? Boom, 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 boom. Like,
they got a
cannon.
cannon.
There could be a remix there. Yeah, there could be a remix there for sure. Would you give up significant assets to move Jack Campbell?
No. The shootout has entered the chat. SJ not in the Kootenays.
CFL in the United States.
No.
No.
It was just in a bad place. Look, at Wyoming, Montana's, Dakota's. I'm here for CFL 2.0 American expansion. But somebody does say easy, the CFL ops cap.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that.
Somebody just saying flat out the Coyotes as an initiative. The Gary Bettman initiative, obviously.
Yeah, that would work. Lieutenant Eirc, when somebody came after the U.S. expansion in the Canadian Football League.
No. Son of a bitch. No.
Oh,
I shoot you.
Oh, he's shooting Curly. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean that was an interesting initiative.
Why is everybody saying that? It's not why is it the worst? It was fun. It's giving you a weird.
Are you just saying that because our team names in CFL Fantasy?
Well, that's part of it, but I mean, it
didn't work.
It wasn't that bad. It
didn't work though. I mean,
but who wakes up at night screaming like, "Oh my God, the CFL American expansion"? It was fun. Didn't hurt anybody.
Boys, if Craig Button isn't a beauty lister already, he needs to be after that one. That's in from Big Dave this morning. This guy suggests that the Phoenix/Arizona Coyotes were one of the stupidest ideas in professional sports history. It says, you suck, Gary. That one in from AA. The shootout has entered the chat. I like shootout better than ties, right? I think I'd probably like to see a little bit more 3-on-3 overtime. Like I'd go 7 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime. You two try. Don't you think more games would obviously more games would end, but
yeah, I'm thinking 10 minutes of 3-on-3. Whatever the case is, I don't know. As far as I'm so happy when I started watching hockey. I guess like when I was told, there used to be ties in the 90s. I'm like, yikes. Like I hate ties. Like that would have been brutal. I'm like, oh great, we tied. So yeah, no, that's not fun at all. No, I think the 3-on-3 is just, when was it brought in? Maybe 2016, I think. It was my grad year.
I think it's beyond that. I mean,
the 3-on-3? I think it was 2016.
2016?
I think it was my grad year. Yeah.
What?
And it it's just from 4-on-4 to 3-on-3. I thought that was amazing, and yeah, I love it. But I definitely wish it should be a little bit longer because like as far as the shootout goes, it's okay. But I mean, 3-on-3 is where it's at, I think.
You know what I do like? I know some people have talked about the PA when like having a full another 5 minutes, but 4-on-4 for 5 minutes and then 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. That's fun. And then if they still haven't scored 2-on-2 for 5 minutes, and then 1-on-1 for 5 minutes. This is Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon on the ice. 2015. Debuted in 2015, Trev. So probably 15, 16 season. So yeah, so that it's been around for a while. I don't despise the shootout. I just think the NHL completely continues to blow it when they don't make regulation games worth 3 points when some other games are worth 3 points. Like the entire thing doesn't make sense. You've got some of your games having 3 points be awarded and other games having 2 points be awarded. It doesn't make sense to me there. Guys, the worst idea ever back in the day when there's only one penalty box and a police officer in between the guys. Banning theme night jerseys and warm-ups. Yeah, that was a pretty ridiculous decision as well. CFL expansion to the U.S. as an issue?
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
It's pretty good as well. I like that. All right, we do have confessions coming up, which is where Craig Button, I guess, his confession kind of came from because it's a Tuesday, and Craig Button hates the in-season tourney.
I like how he unsolicited
I don't
brought a
mind
confession,
the in-season tourney, and I love Button, so I was just like, damn, this one stings a little bit. But I could see why he would hate it. It's new. You know, if you don't like the NBA in general,
nobody likes
maybe
new
you don't
things.
like it.
No.
So, yeah. Guys, the best sports initiative, EST, Edmonton Sports Talk. We appreciate that. Thank you. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. We think they'll love it. We'll get to a few more of these as we work our way through the show this morning. But yeah, the other bigger question, we'll get into it with Gager. Would you, as the Oilers, give up significant assets to move Jack Campbell? My answer right now would be no, especially before a little peek-see behind an improved team, if in fact they are improved. Somebody said this would be the greatest test if they are improved. If Jack Campbell comes in and looks steady. Congratulations, you're playing proper defense now. So maybe you can go there. But then at the same time, the conversation has to be had. Okay, well, if you're right up against the cap, you have no room. How are you going to improve the roster? What do you do? All right, where's the path to adding a piece or two prior to the deadline? Confessions, you can send them 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. What do you need to confess today? Get it off your chest. This is a safe space, a very safe space, whether you're listening on TuneIn or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com on your desktop or you are watching on YouTube. What do you need to confess? It's the holiday season. We all have tons of confessions and things that frustrate us during the holiday season. So you've got to have something. 780-218-9999. We've got an update coming up for Park Mazda. We'll probably get to a little whale in the wolf. I'll open up the door, let the boys play for a little bit.
Give them a bit
We'll
of
get
air.
to that.
Yeah.
We got confessions coming up. Keegan Matson is going to join us to find out if the Blue Jays are going to get, once they land Otani and Soto, who's next? Who else do they get? That'd be a great conversation. Keegan's going to join us over the phone in about 15 minutes. But let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda.
Cincinnati Bengals winning on the road in overtime over the Jaguars, 34-31. Bengals improving to 6-6. Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence, he'd leave the game in the fourth and would not return after spraining his ankle. You can join me Thursday night at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge when the Steelers host the Patriots. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, as well as a free square board. 8 games around the NHL tonight. The Oilers back in action tomorrow. They kick off a 6-game homestand against Carolina. Last night, the Hurricanes falling in Winnipeg 2-1 to the Jets. Coyotes have won 5 in a row. They shut out the Capitals 6-0. Dallas falling to Tampa 4-0. And Vegas dropping one in overtime 2-1 to the Blues. Pacers getting past the Celtics 122-112. They advanced to the semifinals of the NBA in-season tournament. Pelicans also joining them in the semis. They take out the Kings 127-117. Quarterfinals action resumes tonight with the Bucks hosting the Knicks and the Lakers at home to the Suns. This sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he thinks of instituting an in-season tournament at the dealership.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching the button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Step closer to the hollow, the devil may care. If I showed you around my heart, would you mind if I shared to show you what's wrong with me? I will not change it. I will wait patiently while you get painted out. Let me into your untainted tribe to be the one who gets to live a lie. Oh, let me lie with you. I'll be a perfect stranger. I wanna be that stupid boy that you don't talk about. You better believe there's a sharp knife beside my bed. You better believe there's a sharp knife inside my head. And if you would leave, I would take you by the hand. You and I would leave, but it wouldn't be that bad.
Whale and the Wolf, House Band, Edmonton Sports Talk, that sharp knife, track down their tunes on the Spotify. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got some good questions rolling into the nasty chat. Keep your text messages rolling in to the Paris Jewelers inbox today as well, 780-218-9999. We're coming at you hot from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. If you don't have plans for lunch or dinner or that mid-afternoon snack today, you're on the boat. I got to go run some errands. Where are you running your errands at? I'm running my errands straight to the drive-thru at Popeyes. Why would you not?
2 o'clock hits and Will Fraser's there because that's when his fast breaks.
That's
right?
when his fast breaks.
2 o'clock and he's all over the Popeyes.
Yeah, Phrase is fasting, but then in the hours he's not fasting, he's going full White Goodman from Dodgeball on chicken wings at Popeyes. We're just pigging out. You got to love it. 5 flavors of wings now available. You get your signature hot, your honey garlic, your honey barbecue, your garlic parm, and your ghost pepper. 6 wings for $9.99. It is a meal. These are huge wings. You're going to love them at Popeyes. Keegan Matson coming up in about 10 minutes, which gives us time to dive in to our weekly confessions, brought to you by Spectrum Rental, where they confess to have never believing that a Monday Night Football game that came down to Browning versus Bethard could have been that interesting.
Beat hard.
Spectrum Rental, keeping your project on time, and boy, were they right. The crew was watching the game the same time I was last night. Bruce sent that over after. They were confessing that Browning and Bethard could not have been that interesting. But it was. Spectrum Rental, anything you need for any project, keep them on time at Spectrum Rental. They'll help you set up the project. They got everything you need, whether it's fall, winter, spring, or summer. You can rent it all at Spectrum Rental. What's your confession this week, buddy? You said you got an in-house confession.
Yes. Yesterday morning, I used the women's washroom here.
I knew that's what it was because I was in the men's washroom and I was like, "Who's using the women's washroom?"
You can really play the elimination game here at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
when
it's pretty easy.
3 of us in the building and there's 2 washrooms available. Look, whatever. We're
all
all
what
gonna
was it like in there? I've never been into a women's washroom. Tell me.
Well, and another confession, I used the one at the old station a couple of times over the years.
What?
Over the well, because, again...
Oh, I never did that. What?
When it's 3 a.m. and you're opping ESPN and there's nobody there, you're like, huh, wonder what they do in there.
Yeah,
I
but
wonder
the
what
men's was closer.
But it's just, you're there at night. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
nobody's there, so it's like
Yeah.
And the one at the old station, the walls were like completely pink. Like it was almost a headache going in. It's a little hard on the eyes.
Oh boy.
But this one's fine. Is it
the
like
exact same as the men's?
Well, it's like ours, but it's facing, so it's flipped. So everything's
Oh,
kind
wow.
of flipped. It's like a bizarro world.
I like the idea of a bizarro world washroom.
It's cleaner.
We can just make both
Obviously,
these bathrooms all genders.
Oh, knock
really.
down the wall.
I mean,
knock down the wall.
oh, I wasn't gonna say that, but we just put like a sticker on men or women. Men or women.
Have that sink that you you piss in or whatever. With the
Yeah.
No, it's great. I mean, I had a good time. It was again clean. I left it clean
Yeah.
as well, and I think nobody
Was it cleaner
No
than
harm, no
ours?
foul.
It was probably
Yeah,
cleaner than ours. Yeah,
absolutely.
damn
It's
it.
always the
Of course
case.
it
But I
was.
mean,
Of course it was. All right. Well, Lieutenant.
you
Eirc.
knew.
I know. I heard somebody
Wow.
over there. I was like, and then I came back over here, and you weren't over, and I was just like, and you weren't in the kitchen. I was just like, where is
Where
that?
could
Where
he
is
be?
this guy? Yeah.
I was confused because I seen Dusty go off. I'm like, okay, that's fair. And then Eirc goes. I'm like,
Where are these guys?
I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way he's going into the washroom.
Yeah,
but
he did.
But he did.
He
Just
went
the
into
woman's.
Went into the women's washroom. All right. I kind of have.
I went and it was great. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
I'm
good
proud
time,
of you,
yeah.
buddy. I'm proud of you. I've won. I have a fantasy football confession. I'm pretty sure if I would have won this week in the one league, I would have locked up my playoff spot. I'm not eliminated yet, so I'm going to have to do it again. But I left A-Chain, the running back for Miami, with 2 touchdowns this week on my bench. And I started David Njoku as my tight end. And Freiermuth was coming off. Freiermuth was coming off a huge game last week. So I was like, I'm going to start Freiermuth in my flex spot. And I left A-Chain on the bench. If I would have started him, I would have won, and I would have locked up a playoff spot already in that league. So that is probably, to this point, my biggest mistake in fantasy so far this year. I should have had A-Chain in the lineup. I mean, I had David Montgomery and Eckler as my other 2 running backs, and Eckler had an absolute dud this week. So that one stinks. I could have locked things up there.
That's the classic
that's
fantasy football. How this segment was kind of birthed with the fantasy football own, hey?
Yeah, no, that's how it always started.
The
Like, own your
self-beat
mistakes,
heart,
and that's it. My other confession, we got some confessions trickling in here, 780-218-9999. My other confession, and this is an in-house confession too. It's not a bad confession by any stretch of imagination, but boys, I love making toast here at the office. You guys see it. I always come in with a huge smile on my face. Like, so, I'd been going out to kind of grab a bite to eat between shows, like for the first month and a half, and I was like, damn it, we got a kitchen here. I'm going to get some groceries. So I got some peanut butter, I got some jam, I got some toast, I got some milk, and that's it. Oh, and some Fruit Loops. And now between shows, I'll go over and I'll make a couple pieces of peanut butter and jam toast. And you said the other day, you're like, man, it smells like home over there.
Well, that's just it.
The toaster's going. It's just great.
Can we not bottle just that toast smell, and just have a scentsy around in your room? I like it. I don't need the toast. I don't need it.
I've offered many toasts.
Make,
You guys want
that's
toast?
fine.
Go have some toast,
it's okay. But just the smell alone, having it around is a welcome.
I'm really liking making a couple pieces of toast here around 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning.
See, this is how you graduate to a smoker, because making toast is almost like that.
That's a great
small
point, Eirc.
smoking. You put it in, you set
point.
it, you forget it for about a minute or 2, you come back, and it smells great.
I like that, too. I don't know. I guess at the old place, we never really had the option to do it, especially since our toaster got taken away, because was it you that almost set the place on fire?
Faulty toaster, faulty plugins, and yada, yada, yada. The fire department avoids a more serious emergency to come tend to a toaster that was...
So then we weren't allowed to have a toaster anymore in the building.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you couldn't do this at the old place. But here, I did buy the cheapest toaster of all time. This toaster cost $14.
Careful now. We've been down this road.
But, I mean...
Spare no expense.
Trev, feel free to have some toast sometime, man. If you're hungry,
that's funny.
Go have some toast.
You guys are grown adults and lost your toaster privileges.
Yeah, we did.
I still get
love
PTSD when I do the thing. I start shaking to get put the toast down with the one at home. I feel like I'm going to light my house on fire.
We don't lose privileges around here anymore, unless Maddie takes them away from us. But for the most part, we're good. Guys, this one comes in. This is a great confession. I love this. From Hula Boy Steve. I confess, we got to make his name Hula Boy Steve here. It still comes up as his number. Hula Boy Steve's a great handle. I confess, we spent more on Christmas presents for my parents than we did for my wife's parents, because I handle all the purchases and my wife doesn't know. So he goes out Christmas shopping, spends less on his in-laws than he does on his parents, which I don't know. I mean, is that not kind of natural? I feel like that's kind of natural. These are the parents that raised you. You know.
I confess that I shoveled my snow yesterday.
Oh, that's good.
Is it good? Though?
I confess that my wife did it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a skiff.
I know, but am I big-chested neighborhood guy now? Like, kind of putting people on blast? Like, but it's gonna be 7 today. It's gonna melt, right?
I like the idea of setting the tone early.
I know. That's what I'm saying too. And I thought we haven't had any, so I figured I'd get out there and kind of.
You gotta follow it up now, though.
I've set the bar.
Yeah. I have a confession on Christmas presents too. Me and my sisters usually go in together on presents for my parents, and they plan like what we're getting. And then I usually don't chip in and pay them till like February.
Yeah.
Like I always just sort of forget, and then I'll get a text from my sisters like on Valentine's Day, and they'll be like, "Hey, Dust, you still owe us $80 for Mom and Dad's Christmas gift." And then they're like, "Oh, and you still didn't get us anything for our birthdays this year." And then I just send them like a lump sum, and I'm like, "Here you go, divide it up." Like, so yeah, I'm not good at the planning of that stuff.
I do like a yearly check that you just write to cover any and
like
all
family
expenses, gift expenses in the memo.
Yeah.
Like,
I asked for a receipt from my sisters. Guys, my confession, I pulled a Huss this week and sat Metcalf for Sutton and lost in my keeper league. Now I can't make the playoffs anymore because of my loss. That sucks. Hampton Steve says, my confession, even though I'm sure they are being used as pawns in negotiations, the story about Otani visiting the Jays complex has me hyped.
I mean, that's where we're all at, hey? You know it to be.
Yeah.
You know what the...
Well, this is where I said last week. I said, you're going to get your hopes up for Otani, and then it's going to be like, oh, you know what? Turns out negotiations with the Yankees are back on. And then you're like, damn it. And they're also trading for Soto. Like that type of thing. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
Drink a little, right? If you wake up with a hangover, who cares, right? You just enjoy it for today. Remember the Otani winter meetings race, they'll say.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. How about this one? Mike from the Hat. Mike, did you get some of that 6 o'clocker lager down in the Hat? Let us know. You should have had some down there. I confess that I took my 11-year-old to hockey on Friday, and he forgot his can. So I shoved a toque down there, and he played the whole game that way. Don't tell my wife. Mike from the Hat. You know what that is, Mike? You don't need to be ashamed or embarrassed by this or hide it. That's just being a good parent and coming up with a way to protect your son's balls.
Yeah, that's like red, green approved right there.
Yeah,
right? Like that's
exactly
one of those do-it-yourself.
First of all, how often do you actually get hit in the nuts? Second of all, you still had protection there in the form of a toque. So I don't mind that one. Silver Slugger says, Dusty's man card is in shambles. Joke's on you, Silver Slugger. I've never had one. It's impossible to take it away when you never earned it in the first place.
Or in its ironic laminate job, as some people are saying their cards already, their nasty cards, the laminate is already starting to peel.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
No.
Oh.
It's that cheap laminating machine that he didn't.
Wannick driving in today.
He cheaped out.
That is a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
He did go cheap on the laminator.
People are talking. That's what.
What?
You know,
Damn it, Wannick.
He did spare an expense.
Yeah, this is why we have the same slogan as Hammond at Jurassic Park. Spare at no expense.
The fleas, mummy, the fleas.
He works so hard.
I know.
On those laminated cards.
He's probably driving in. I apologize for bringing that up publicly.
So was this be made known last night at the casino?
Yes.
Really?
It's peeling a bit. Yeah.
They would have just got him though. Now what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to clear tape this thing.
That's kind of what it is.
Straight up clear tape it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. That's what I would. That's how I would view it. Man, that's a tough look there. That's wow.
Yeah, well,
I guess
he's done so much good here. Hey, with those
I know the bags are all organized.
Kabong him, but
now when people come in, we have to say, "Hey, we apologize about the shoddy make of the membership cards." Matt was so rattled after no longer being the commish of Edmonton Sports Stock that he didn't put everything he had into the making of the Nasty Club cards.
Purchased an inferior brand of machinery, I guess. But he's going on the cheap. That's so ironic, right? Settling for the cheap.
That being said, I mean, a cheap laminator, like, is it not just the same process? It's a bunch of heat. Is it not just like a quick little heating thing? Maybe he went cheap on the laminate paper stuff.
Oh,
the cover. That could be it. Maybe.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Or maybe he cut it too tightly. That's probably what happened. You probably had to leave a little bit
too
of
close to the sun. He bit off a little where they get you.
Well, you know what? That's one strike.
I love it.
All right. Hey, that ties into baseball.
That's what I was laughing at.
No, I was just laughing. I thought in general it was funny to give Maddie a strike. All right, let's get. Anyway, those are your confessions for Spectrum Rental. Keep your project on time and make sure the laminator doesn't break. I wonder if Maddie can go get a new laminator. Go rent one from Spectrum Rental. They might have one.
A good one.
Kicking around over there. All right, Keegan Matson. He's a busy boy. The Toronto Blue Jays providing lots of discussion. And we were saying earlier today, like the NHL has like their governor meetings and they've got their league meetings. But nobody's dropping a good winter meetings on you like Major League Baseball. That's where Keegan joins us from this morning. Keegan, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, fellas. We can just stick on lamination if you want. Nobody cares about Shohei Otani.
Wait a second. Do you have a home laminator?
I mean, not yet. Oh. That could change.
Do you want one?
Just get a good one, I guess, is what we're saying now. That's a good. Hey, tell us about winter meetings. They sound like such a good time.
Oh boy, you've been fooled. I was thinking about this while explaining the winter meetings to my girlfriend recently, who does not follow baseball. God bless her. It's my favorite thing about her. And when you hear the terms winter meetings, you might assume that I'm here having meetings. No, I am here sitting in a big ballroom where there are lines and lines of tables for media. Other, more important, more well-paid people have meetings. Then I ask them about their meetings. Sometimes I have to ask them if they're in the same building as me, and they won't tell me. So it's been an interesting couple of days. The winter meetings are a lot of, let's be honest, a lot of fake hustle, a lot of noise about stuff that never happens. But it's so perfectly baseball. Everybody's in one place, and there's a lot of chatter, but what has happened yet? Nothing. So it's a classic here in Nashville.
We've got Blue Jays fans texting in, just waiting to be disappointed and coming up short on these guys that they're currently going after, because they are going after big fish right now in Otani and Soto. Let's just start there in the overall bigger picture. They're not being used as pawns in negotiations, are they? Like, the Blue Jays are legitimately in the thick of this, right?
They are. This is not the 7-8 years ago version of the Blue Jays being tacked onto a report. And even in this Otani, some of the reporting around it I found strange. It's still treated as, and the Blue Jays are involved. Think of Hyun-Jin Ryu, George Springer, Kevin Gausman, Jose Barria. They spend money. This is the table they belong at. And this is who the Blue Jays are. They're a big spending team, like they should be with ownership. My goodness, you should be spending money. So this is legitimate. The Blue Jays are going after Shohei Otani as hard as they can. And it's more realistic now than it was 24 hours ago, I guess, with reporting that Shohei Otani was in Florida to tour the complex. Hopefully they just took him to the complex and not much else to Florida. But it's getting to be something that I don't know if I would call the Blue Jays a favorite, a majority favorite. But outside of the Dodgers, the Blue Jays are legitimately in this. This is as big a free agent pursuit as you will ever see in baseball, which makes it the biggest pursuit the Blue Jays have ever had.
So take us inside this chase for Otani. Like you mentioned, the Dodgers in there. Obviously, they're going to be extremely attractive. When the Jays sit down with Otani, outside of money aside, because they're going to be able to pay him, whether it's $550 million or $600 million, how do they sell him on becoming a Blue Jay?
Yeah, I think a lot of it still comes down to the details in that contract, guys. One place I keep looking to is opt-outs in that. If I'm Shohei Otani, I'm saying, hey, Vladdy and Bo have 2 years left. Kevin Gausman has 3 years left. If you sign Shohei Otani, you keep spending money, but you would really like to have an opt-out maybe 4 years in, then 8 years in. A couple of places where you can pull a parachute if it doesn't go how you want it to go. He sees how that goes with the Angels, where they had talent. They had Mike Trout. They had him. It never really went anywhere. You want to protect yourself if you're signing a 12-year deal, that you're going to be able to get out of that if you want to. I think that's going to be an interesting part of this. Now, when we talk about free agents coming to Toronto, I feel like a big deal is made about stadium renovations. I don't think a player cares. A big thing is made about the Canadian market and all of those opportunities. Well, there's opportunities in the U.S. too. And a big deal is made about how great a city Toronto is. Well, I'm not born in Toronto, and I have no problem saying there's other good cities too, right? A lot of that stuff is kind of fluff, I think. When they sign the contract, absolutely. That's when you say, I love Toronto, and this tipped everything, this beautiful Canadian city, and you endear yourself to your new fans. But it's always about the contract. And I think in this, whoever's involved is going to pay him a crazy number that he deserves. But it's about those details, maybe some opt-outs and some of those customizations within this contract that let him keep control instead of just signing and he's there for 12 years.
Keegan Matheson, MLB.com, Blue Jays reporter. Keegan, with all the Shohei Otani hype and bright lights, where does this leave everything with one Juan Soto?
That's an interesting one. And if that's your fallback plan, I mean, my God, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
I think that Juan Soto feels right now like more of a Yankees deal eventually. When you are seeing the entire package that the Padres want from the Yankees, when you're seeing that leaked, there's a reason. That happens because one side wants everyone to say, my God, that's too expensive, and then the price to come down. So when it's being negotiated a bit publicly, I think that makes it fairly transparent. Now, Juan Soto, if you add him, you are a better team. You've got a shot at the World Series. Adding him for 1 year, now how much do you want to pay for 1 year of that? And if you're getting Soto for 1 year and you're trading many of your top prospects to do that, that really shortens up your window. Vladdy and Bo are here for 2 more years. Soto would be here for 1 more year. That's when it would become more of a win right now. And listen, I love it when teams do that. Sports are way more fun when teams just get bold and try to do that. But not as long-term a fit, obviously, given the contract status. But one heck of a player, and by God, this time next year, we're going to be talking about the $400 million deal he's signing.
What is the timeline on Otani for like a decision here? And then also as far as if they're signing him to a long-term deal here, considering the injury that is just coming off with the arm, what would expectations be for him?
It feels like a this week sort of deal with Otani because so many teams are waiting. The Blue Jays can't do much in terms of big business until they know what Otani is going to do. And if these meetings are being held, that's what happens in the late stages. That's not kicking tires. That is real conversations happening towards the end of the line. Now, with Otani, he had, I believe, it just being called elbow surgery. That's how mysterious this guy is. Nothing is put out for public detail. But he won't pitch this year. Likely will just DH all year in year one. Now, that's great. He hits 40 home runs. OPS is 1,000. That's incredible value. But it would be interesting because he'll be rehabbing his right elbow as a pitcher while hitting. So it's like anything with Shohei Otani. It's as unique as it comes, but just a hitter for year one.
As always, buddy, I hope I'm texting you on Thursday to be like, dude, you have to come back on because they signed Otani. So fingers crossed. If not, you'll get a sad gift from me sent out later in the week, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks for the time, dude.
Love it. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon.
All right, so there you go. That's the latest on the Blue Jays and their pursuit of a big fish. That's the thing with Soto. He will be a free agent at the end of next season, right? So if you're paying a heavy price, you're paying for like only 1 full year of control, and then have to see where it goes from there.
This is real though. Hey, this isn't just now XG. This isn't expected goals. This is a real thing. Now this is crystallizing.
Very much a real
the Dunedin meeting, right? Like
the Dunedin meeting. That's part of the documentary. Like that's part of the Otani
the E60,
documentary.
Yeah,
the Dunedin meeting.
Wow, what a week here.
Yeah. Why do you think they show off the Dunedin facility? Like I know you're there for a bit for training, but like. It's not like you're there all the time.
Maybe there's a new area that they like to kind of,
It's probably just so amazing that it's like one of those just whip it out and put it on the table type of thing. Like, here's where we are for just 2 months.
Check it out.
What do you think of this?
Yeah.
What do you think of this? So, yeah, that's not bad. Let's get into your Cool Bet hotline of the day. We got so fired up after Craig Button coming in and spitting fire at 7:20. We skipped right over the Cool Bet hotline of the day. We hit it yesterday. It was Trevor Lawrence over 20.5 completions. He ended up with 22 before he left. I mean, there's a lot of places to go tonight, and let's get on. From NHL slate tonight, we'll set this bad boy up. What do we got? We got the Devils and Canucks. We got the Ducks and the Avs. Here's a late confession. I had a parlay on Saturday. that would have paid $400. All I needed was the Avs to beat the Ducks. And they had a 3-1 lead when I went to bed. And I was just like, done. Wake up on Sunday morning, hop into the old account, thinking I'm just going to hammer the NFL. And the Ducks came back to win that hockey game.
So what you're saying is the Kings undefeated on the road tonight in Columbus. Maybe a little
That's
sprinkle
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
Blue Jackets here.
No. How can I not get on the Kings -1.5 when Craig Button 40 minutes ago on this show basically came in and said nobody cares about the Columbus Blue Jackets? What are the Blue Jackets? You go to Columbus, they blow a cannon. That's it.
Those about to rock.
Let's do it. Los Angeles Kings -1.5 on the puck line. +110 tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. I thought about going in regulation. If Craig Button hadn't come on and dropped that huge anti-Blue Jackets rant today, I probably would have gone Kings in regulation, but it's only -143. Right, we're going to be risky boys. That being said, stay cool, bet responsibly, obviously within your limits at CoolBet. But let's go Kings, puck line, -1.5 at +110. What'd you say? They're 9-0 on the road.
9-0 on the road.
This is the Blue Jackets. Maybe it's a letdown spot, or maybe they win this game comfortably 4-1. So let's get on the Los Angeles Kings, -1.5 at +110. According to the TSN Power Rankings, they're the best team in the National Hockey League because they have an expected goal differential of 1.07, which is pretty significant at this point. I don't know how you'd say this. Polwarthful. I missed $26,000 by one shot on goal. Whew. So there's always those close calls.
Still
right?
in fetal positioning.
That's a real buzzkill right there. JCD780 says, I had a parlay and I just needed Mostert to get one more rush attempt to win 1,100. One more carry for 1,100. And that one didn't hit. That's tough. I mean, that's as they say in the biz, a tough pill to swallow.
No coming back from that, hey?
No, I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to overcome that one. That's a tough one. If you would like to play kind of easy trivia today, all you have to do is text us right now, 780-218-9999. We have a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Oh, we have to pick up those ones still. Remember we were saying we have to whip up and pick those ones up? We got to pick those up. We got a bunch more Mr. Mike's gift certificates that we need to pick up. And whoever gets to pick them up probably gets to order a Classic Mike burger or sirloin bites when they are there.
If I have to.
Oh, man, you're forcing me to. I guess I'll go.
The race to Mr. Mike's post-show now.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. I'm going to go take a leak. Oh, yeah, me too. I'm going to go to the women's washroom. And then all of a sudden, we're both rushing out to our vehicles. There was a truck outside today when we got here.
I know.
Did you see that truck?
I looked at the individual in the eyes.
No.
Our eyes met, yeah.
What'd they look like?
I think it
scary?
resembled one of the individuals from downstairs.
Oh, Russian Spot guys.
I think, but I can't confirm.
It was just weird because they parked right where I usually park, also in a black truck.
I know. I thought it was you when I was coming down the road.
I was worried when I came in. I said, I hope that Eirc doesn't think that's me and then goes over and gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I was pretty worried about you for a second there, buddy.
It's going on outside.
I thought for a second, because I'm a truck guy now, I just ram into the back of him and push him forward until I was in the spot.
Out of my way.
Look out. This is my spot.
Roll a little cold.
Anyway, if you want to play kind of easy trivia today, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Just text in and say, hey, Trev, I'd like to play kind of easy trivia today, or pick me, however you want to go about it. He will pick one of you. You will end up playing kind of easy trivia today. Look and get your hands on a $25 gift card from Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. All right, let's get to a sports update for United Sport and Cycle with Lieutenant Eirc. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, you can fire those over in the nasty chat right now. We will get to those. Joaquin Gage is going to pop by a little bit later on today as well. We are one day away from the Edmonton Oilers, actually playing a hockey game again. So we're looking forward to that.
Monday nighter saw the Bengals win on the road 34-31 in overtime over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags quarterback Trevor Lawrence leaving the game in the 4th. He would not return after spraining his ankle. You can join me back at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge Thursday to kick off Week 14 in the NFL with the Steelers and Patriots. $9.99 smoked brisket cheesesteaks on special, as well as a free square board with prizes on the line. Over to the NHL, 8 games. Tonight's schedule. The Oilers are back in action tomorrow kicking off a 6-game homestand against the Hurricanes. Carolina falling last night. Winnipeg 2-1 to the Jets. Vegas dropped one in overtime 2-1 to the Blues. Coyotes, they won 5 straight, shutting out the Capitals 6-0. And Tampa shutting out Dallas 4-0. Tyrese Halliburton with 26 points, leading the Pacers over the Celtics 122-112. Indiana now advancing to the semis of the NBA in-season tournament. Pelicans also joining them. They took out the Kings last night 127-117. Action resumes tonight. Bucks at home to the Knicks and the Lakers hosting the Suns. And Canadian soccer legend Christine Sinclair, she'll play her last match for the nation tonight when Canada takes on Australia in a friendly from Vancouver's BC Place. Sinclair, the top international goal scorer of all time, an Olympic gold medalist, a record-setting 330 caps for Canada, appearing in 6 Women's World Cups, scoring in all but 1. Sports update for United Sport and Cycle. Christmas has arrived at United Sport and Cycle. Need something for an athlete or sports fan on your list? United has been your Santa's workshop for over 95 years.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eirc. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Very cosmopolitan.
You tell them I'm coming, and hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
I'm your huckleberry. I'm your huckleberry.
Woo! Yeehaw! Yeehaw!
Tombstone Tuesday.
We haven't played that one in a while. A little Tombstone Tuesday remix there for you. If you are listening on TuneIn, tell your friends how easy it is. You download the free TuneIn app, and then you listen on TuneIn. Make us one of your favorites. Pops up, boom, off and running. You can listen to EdmontonSportsTalk.com, or, of course, you can join us live here on YouTube every single day. Joaquin Gage coming up. Gage will pop by around 8:20, 8:25-ish today. If you have any questions for 3 Questions Too Many, you can send those bad boys over as well. If you missed the Josh Clawson rap, we might revisit that here in the 8 o'clock hour. Who's going to play kind of easy trivia today, Trev? Who do we got?
We've got Mark while he's smoking his brisket.
What? Ooh. Mark is smoking that brisket. Smoke that cigarette.
That brisket.
That brisket?
Something.
That was a great home run song, man. The Justin Smoke home run song.
Smoke.
Whoo.
Smoking.
All right, let's go. Let's
the contest too. The smoking, smoking.
Oh, that was a fun one too. Name the movie they smoked.
Yeah, see,
an all-time classic.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Mark. He's going to play kind of easy trivia today for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail. Their sirloin bites to die for. Brand new location in Fort Sask. Classic Mike Burger. Nielsen recommendation. Mark, what are you smoking today, buddy?
Well, it's Trainer Mark here, so I'm smoking that brisket.
Oh, you are smoking a brisket. So how many?
Yeah, if I win, I will bring you a plate of brisket in the morning, first thing to pick up my gift card with some warm potato salad that my wife's going to make.
If you win, I think you've already won.
I was just going to say, let me just take a look at the questions.
That's the way to win.
All right, I think we'll probably be okay here. How much when you make a brisket, how many people can you feed off that thing?
It depends. If you cook the whole brisket, that thing's gigantic, so you're feeding 20 to 30. What? You cut half of it up, 10 people, and you got leftovers. But with it being so warm, let's cook the whole thing today and
beautiful.
Give it away.
I like that. All right, well, let's give you a gift certificate here. Congratulations, you win. Talk to you tomorrow. All right, here we go. I'll start the ticker after read the first question. Don't blow it today, man. Here we go. Which team won the NFL Monday Nighter?
Bengals.
Which quarterback left the game injured in the fourth quarter?
Lawrence.
What position does Calvin Ridley play?
Wide receiver.
What team does Jack Campbell currently play for?
It doesn't really matter. I already won. You're getting brisket.
We are getting brisket. Let's just hit it. Let's go.
No! Oh, my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment. Totally. People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just
I'm
stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Congratulations to Mark, and congratulations to us. That works out extremely well. If you offer something in trade, we'll make sure you win pretty much every single day.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's
Well, Corey from Acme Meats said the best way, if I became smoker guy, start with ribs. Smoke the ribs. Smoke the ribs and see how they go.
And before you feed them to your family, who you love and adore, you bring them in for YouTube Trev and I to test.
I mean,
it'd only be right. You don't want to serve it to your family until you've got the formula and perfected the craft.
If you guys die from my ribs, I'll know not to feed them to my kids and wife. If you live, they can eat too.
We're eager for the job.
Yeah, ribs. I like working with ribs,
dude.
I've only cooked like ribs 2 or 3 times in my life.
In the oven, like kind of
did them in the oven.
Yeah.
And you have to peel off that one layer.
The webbing.
Webbing.
That's
grosses me out a little bit. But I like the idea of like saucing up the ribs and spicing up the ribs.
A little rub.
Yeah.
Yeah. A binder, a mustard binder, if you will.
What does that mean?
Well, you put the mustard on, and then
you wrap it in saran wrap?
Nope. Oh. You put the mustard, and then you put the rub sticks to the mustard. So the right?
Oh.
And then so when it cooks, it has a nice little bark.
Could I do that with ketchup or barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, do it all. I want you to do all the combinations and see what you really
honey
like.
garlic ribs.
Are you gonna have a Dustin Nielson book of
ribs,
smoked rubs and ribs and rubs,
just various
and the whole
things.
bit. Yeah.
Be seasoning salt, just seasoning salt and ketchup on my ribs.
You do.
Oh wow, these are delicious, Dusty. That
But
would
yes,
be
see, Corey will hold your hand, take you through the smoking game, start you on the rack of ribs, and before you know it, you're doing the big Fred Flintstones. You're dropping them on people's cars.
I like starting to invest thousands of dollars in meat every month.
Yes, and
just
the wood
because I
chips.
have a smoker.
Wood chips too.
Well, could I cut down my own trees and cut up wood chips? Could
yes,
do that?
you could. I would love to see you do that. I think that's a great plan.
Fish Tank says EST needs a smoker. No, you can't smoke inside, right? You can't do that. Can you? You can't smoke inside your house, can you? You have to be outside.
I'm all for your experimentation into this weird and wacky world. Because again, we're just here. We'll just taste it and watch from afar. But
imagine
if
I
became
became a really good smoker. My buddy Boom does barbecue competitions in
that's the goal
Saskatchewan
here. Yeah,
now,
this is the goal.
I guess there's something there, eh? We need an ST smoker so we can see Dusty go out and check the meat when Eirc reads a smoke update or sports update.
Smoke update. I like a smoke update though.
A smoker cam.
Brought to you by Acme Meat Market.
Yeah, a smoker cam.
Well, I think you maybe put in the room with Whale and the Wolf Boys over there. Hey, why not?
Pop over here. I think we could probably make it work pretty easily. And then when you do your sports update, I can just kind of pop in here and check on the smoker. She's smoking good. She's smoking real good. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. I will say this: if I do get into the smoker game, I'm not starting with some mid-level, low-end smoker.
Like,
if I'm going to be
like
smoker
I want
guy,
Examinator.
I'm
You've
getting
seen the
big
lesson
one.
here. Yeah,
You're right. We've already learned.
Spare no expense.
Yeah, bingo. Exactly.
It's a funny line, but it's a true line. Like, if you're gonna go in with the big one. And again, with Christmas season on the way, I think it's not too late to ask Santa maybe for an entry-level smoker.
Danny says, "Do you guys have a rooftop to smoke on?" Actually, if we were to open up one of these windows right here, they go onto a roof right next to us, like the roof of the first level that's right next to us. We could just climb out the window, Fred Penner style, and be like, "Oh, here's our smoker. Here's what we're smoking today," and then I can pass brisket back through the window.
You could have summer lunches on the rooftop here. That'd be great. Please don't glaze your ribs with ketchup. Don't put if you're gonna put the barbecue, all that the sugary stuff you put on at the end, so it doesn't.
Oh, you put it on at the end.
You want to burn it
for the ribs. Okay. So what are you putting on?
A glaze.
A glaze. Oh, I like that. Honey? Could I glaze it in honey?
You could.
Honey ribs.
I think we just let you do whatever you feel like, and then
you're gonna come in with Pop-Tart crumbles on it.
That's smoking a Pop-Tart.
I finished it with Pop-Tart crumbles.
You're
gonna love it.
Smoking a Pop-Tart.
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eirc, do you have a liner for the segment today?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who would like to wish Christine Sinclair all the best of luck in her final match this evening. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. Christine Sinclair, Canada v. Australia, women's friendly. That'll be on TSN, 7 o'clock Mountain this evening, but she's been a part of some great memories internationally, the Olympics and everything like that. I mean, she's got the accolades, top goal scorer. Hell of a career. So this will be a nice night for her, going out in style on her terms. Vancouver tonight, Canada v. Australia. In a friendly, too, so nothing much on the line.
Like, She's interesting. We're going to get to 3 questions in a second, but Sinclair, like, there's nothing to debate really with her. Right? Like, she just leaves as the greatest to ever do it.
No controversy.
There's no controversy.
Bad
There's no like,
stories
well, are you sure she's the greatest?
Yeah.
No, she's the greatest. She accomplished everything along the way. Like, she's near perfect at what she accomplished.
And a female. And again, 2023, I don't know if we don't need to be prefacing that so much anymore, but I just look at the sport of soccer in this country and everything she's done for it. Not Alfonso credit where credit's due, but she's kind of been the one to put both the women's and the men's side on
soccer
the map.
on the map in Canada,
and getting people so. I mean,
and when
I
we
don't
say
know
like the greatest of all time, she's the greatest Canadian soccer player ever. And when you look at like the top 10 soccer player accomplishments in the history of the game, I mean, she has to qualify in there somewhere, does she not? Like, so congratulations on just an absolutely brilliant career
and a good person. That
and you're right,
adds
to
to
put
it all.
Canadian soccer on the map, she's the one who did it, and she paved the way for the men's team to kind of come into relevance as well with Canadian soccer fans. So congratulations on a hell of a career. Do you have a Twitter account?
At Lieutenant_Eirc. You can follow me on Twitter as well as our Edmonton Sports Talk account. It's at YEG Sports Talk. Give us a follow. We're approaching that. You're nine away from 4,600 on the old Twitter follows. So we're charting good, I think, on that. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, let's hit that.
4.5.
9 away.
9 away from 4.6K. So let's
give that a
9 more followers at YEG Sports Talk. Give us a follow.
If you are, and we know there are thousands and thousands and thousands of you watching throughout the day or listening throughout the day. Some of you listen the entire day. But if you just pop it in and listen at some point, give us a follow on Twitter.
Yeah.
That would be great. We would very much.
You might as well follow
appreciate
all the channels.
Well, there's a new rule coming up that if you're not subbed to at least our Twitter and our YouTube channel, you will not qualify for the second batch of 6 o'clock or lager. It's as simple as that. We're holding it ransom. You got to be subbed. You got to be following, and you got to be committed to get that 6 o'clock or lager. All right, question number 1. This actually came in the nasty chat. I think I saw a little bit earlier. It's that time of year where everybody's posting like their Spotify lists and like their top 5 plays or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy says, what were your top 3 plays on Spotify/Apple, wherever you listen to like podcasts or music?
I don't.
You don't, eh?
No.
Nothing at all.
I got CDs, I got records, I got tapes. I still
You still listen to cassettes?
Love cassette tapes. I love the sound of a tape.
Really?
Both
so
VHS
you don't listen
and,
to any audio on your phone or on a device or anything?
I don't.
Well, you're old school, eh? I appreciate that. Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know. I like sitting down. Like I like in my car. Like I got you got the phone and everything.
EST
like that.
on TuneIn.
But I don't need to play. Like I don't need. I gotta listen to this song or whatever. But I have CDs in my car as well. If I need to listen, if I have something specific I want to hear, I usually have like a good 5 CDs that are good for driving or whatever.
I still have my CD pack in the truck too.
And I think by this age too, like I don't need a big binder. There are really. I mean, I've whittled down to like. I have my bubble, and I'm pretty content in it right now, right? There's some new music I don't mind being exposed to, but I know where I'm going with my music now, so I got it all. I'm Scrooge McDuck at home. I can lay down in a thing of CDs and just make like a CD agent. I got tons of CDs, tapes. I got it all, but it's all hard copy, and I like it like that.
I think my 3, and this is just off the top of my head. I'm not looking up because I kind of dabble. Like if I'm including like Apple Music. I became a big Luke Combs fan this year. I didn't realize how awesome he was. Like, until after he came here and sold out Commonwealth, and I was like, man, I should probably check this guy out. Turns out he's really good. So I listened, like, the number 1 artist on my Apple Music or Spotify would probably, and I don't listen to a ton of music, but Luke Combs would definitely be number 1. Podcast I probably listen to the most would be Corey and Mark's MCTV podcast. Mm-hmm. Like I never miss an episode.
You're obsessed.
I'm obsessed. I love listening to them talk about like Marvel movies and shows and comics and stuff. I love it. So the MCTV podcast would probably be up there as well. And then let's see what else. What else did I have from a podcast perspective? Now, I mean, most of the time when I'm driving around, I'm just listening to us on TuneIn. Yeah. I mean, it would probably be either Smartless or the Locked On Lakers podcast. I like to dabble in the Locked On Lakers podcast on the way into work in the morning. They're usually in a full-blown panic mode. It's kind of like Oilers fans are always like, oh, my God, everybody's losing their mind. That's like me with the Lakers. I'm always listening. I'm like, oh, God, this is just a mess. They're a mess right now.
I'll use YouTube the odd time if I have to use my phone. Like
Okay.
That's fine, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind the ad. If there's an ad,
pops
that's
up.
fine.
Question number 2. Have you guys locked in a Christmas draft just yet? We have not. I mean, we're going to hopefully, Quinn, if you're watching or listening, text me and let me know where you're at on December 20th.
I just want to say,
because that's
though,
like our final show. That'd be a real nice
that's
sort
a
of
big day.
Christmas festive season day, right?
But I just wanted, we should, because tomorrow's Wednesday, the 6th.
Yeah, so that's 2 weeks
And
out.
then we got a full, And I mean, how do they say Christmas is coming? It's coming down the track.
Quick, yeah.
And I think even with we've illustrated the 12 days, we need to. Great question, because I think we kind of should start.
Well, we got to lock in a Christmas draft.
Yes.
Because we've done Christmas movie draft.
Yes.
We've done best Christmas ever draft.
Yeah, with the plate, the food, and.
Did we do? I think we did this. And that being said, it might have been years ago, and we got a new crew now. Tommy might not have been in that draft. Glue Guy wasn't in that draft. Christmas movie character draft. Did we do that?
Well, I think it may have been like a section of the draft.
What was it? Just a small section of it?
Probably.
Did we not ever do like a full-blown Christmas movie character draft? I feel like, well, maybe we didn't. Because
making a movie?
Huss was in. No, we're not. No, enough. We don't need that garbage take from Kamish, old Kamish. No, I feel like if we haven't done Christmas movie character draft, we could definitely do Christmas movie character draft. Because when we did Christmas draft, did we have to draft like a kid, and we had to draft like a Santa?
I just still remember the cabbage roll pierogi stack was. I still can't believe I got that.
Yeah,
that's one
big.
of the
you were pretty
best
happy with
memories
that.
of my drafting of.
So maybe we look at it. The best part is here is that Maddie has no Santa anymore because he's not the commission. So even if he comes in and goes, "Oh, you've already done Christmas movie character draft," I'm like, "Oh, it doesn't matter." You know who hasn't done it? Our new commish.
You should almost do something to piss him off. For our own
redo the same draft as last year, but better, and then just the whole time be like, "Wow, this is way better executed than last year's draft."
Let's do a Saturday Night Live draft with we all get a feral, right? You're required each to find a step.
Penner's Pancake says it was just a section of the draft.
Yeah.
See, so we could do a full-blown
subset.
We could do a full-blown Christmas movie character draft.
But we're not building a show. Just
not building a show. You're just drafting
up,
characters, man.
I don't know. I think we get enough to work from in there.
Oh,
right?
there's more than enough to work from. We set up some categories. Don't have to be huge sticklers about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll check in with Quinn and see if she would be available. Gazzola says we didn't have to do that stack for a Christmas draft. What stack are you talking about, Tommy? And are you already on your way in? Wow.
Don't come after my cabbage rolls and pierogies here.
Is that what he's talking about?
I also took my 12 days of Christmas. Did I not? Did I take my 12 days?
Yeah, you did draft your own 12 days of Christmas. Did you win that draft?
Yes.
Yes. Congratulations, man.
It's one of my biggest ones.
And Hustler won the Christmas movie draft.
Yes.
Somewhere deep down inside, I feel like back in the pandemic, we might have done movie Christmas character draft, but I don't even care. I think we can do that again, and it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure people are listening. Surveyor Brett might even have it in his phone, like every draft we've ever done. But 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Guys, is Iwanek going to become the saboteur of the next draft?
How does he pull it off, eh?
That's too good. I like that. Morning, boys. I may have missed it, but are you doing Lieutenant Eirc 12 Days of Christmas? It's my favorite time of year. Yes, we are.
Oh, we're tomorrow.
And we're going to try it live. Day one tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I guess nobody knew it was all live back then, too, right?
Yeah,
Nobody
exactly. Sorry.
It was always live, even when I wasn't here.
But it's not bad. I'll hit the song, and then...
Yeah, it's like karaoke.
And then he hits it.
Should almost bring in a karaoke machine for it. Wouldn't that be something?
You know what we should do is get you
a
fake singing mic. Mind you, you need to be singing into that mic.
I know.
So, yeah.
We'll figure it out. Tomorrow, day one. Of your 12 days.
Tales of the North tomorrow as well. So that's going to be pretty big as well. So, yeah, Christmas draft. It could be Tommy says, I will never take meatloaf again.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
honestly, here's a fun game to play. Tommy gets the first overall pick in Christmas movie character draft. How does he blow it?
Yeah, the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes Clark's dad from Christmas Vacation. passing over Clark Griswold,
Well,
passing over
passing over
cousin
the son.
Eddie,
Yeah.
like passing
That
over
take
everybody.
the dad, but later on in the
Yeah, he takes the daughter from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, the squirrel.
What? Come on, Tommy Gazzola. Anyway, we'll try to get that locked into that final week, whether it be the Monday, Tuesday, or the Wednesday of the week before Christmas.
Well, what's the we don't want to do it on Oilers game day. Hey?
No,
I mean,
Oilers
there were a
don't play on
few
the
things-
20th. I've already
it'd be
looked at
20th,
it.
yeah, you've seen.
The
Okay,
20th, the 20th would work. I think they don't play on the 20th.
14th don't. 16 Tuesday they do
They
play.
do play. What's that?
December 19th.
Yeah, but they don't play on the
perfect,
the 20th.
There you go.
So that could work. All right, question number 3. This came in earlier today in the nasty chat as well. Over or under 3.5 wins on the 6-game homestand for the Oilers. 6-game homestand that begins tomorrow. Everybody,
they need it to be over. Can I land right on the 3.5? Is there any way? Like I'm kind of
well, they win 3 and lose in overtime.
Yeah,
I mean, technically that would kind of be 3.5.
That would
if they
be
go
something.
3-2-1, that would be 3.5.
Yeah, I'll take that.
YouTube
Sitting
Trev,
right on the fence.
what do you think here?
Yeah, I think they're going to be over. I was just looking to see who they're going to be playing here, but I don't see why they.
They should be able to take 4 of these games.
Yeah. No, I'm liking the way they're playing, so I say over for sure.
JL says Tommy picks Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2 first overall.
I always thought that was Rita McNeil, man. I thought that was
Seriously?
my confession growing up. I thought it was Rita McNeil in the Home Alone. That's a. I mean, again, I'd have that on my roster, but not first overall. Great. My over with the guy in the cab. Ain't getting any better in here, kid. You know, he turns around to Kevin.
Yeah. That would be good. Guys, Lieutenant Eric's 12 Days of Christmas and Tales of the North in one show. Is YouTube set up for that kind of traffic? I don't know. We'll check with Mr. Beast. Anyway, here are the 6 games. I don't know. I get sucked in by Mr. Beast. I guess everybody does. I mean, again. Carolina, and they play every second day throughout the homestand. Carolina tomorrow, Minnesota on Friday, the Devils on Sunday, the Hawks on Tuesday, the Lightning on Thursday, and then the Panthers on a Saturday night. Hockey night in Canada. Minnesota, definitely a winnable game. I mean, they're all winnable. With the way they've been playing now, they're all winnable. Let's just say that. The stiff tests, Carolina could be a stiff test, especially coming. So now you're coming off the break. You get Carolina to start this thing.
Who got goalied?
Who had 43 shots against Winnipeg, lost. They're going to be pissed. They're going to be coming in hot. Not the ideal way to start. However, if you can beat Carolina, then you're feeling really nice about yourself. You won 5 in a row, and you get the Minnesota Wild next.
Who have won 3 straight
since the coaching change? Oh boy.
But you're right. You should be beating.
Oh boy.
Whatever today looks like, that's fine. But if you want to get where you're going and you feel you should be there, then these are teams you should be beating.
Let me lay this out. This is how some Oilers fans would approach this. Hurricanes coming in after the loss, 43 shots. They're going to be feeling it. They're going to win. Minnesota, 3-0 since the coaching change. Sure, man, you're not going to beat them. New Jersey Devils, it's an afternoon game. It's a matinee game. You're not going to win that one. It's a matinee game. Chicago Blackhawks. Well, Connor Bedard rolls into Edmonton for the first time. You're not going to beat Connor Bedard. So you're probably going to lose to the Blackhawks as well. Tampa Bay Lightning, they won back-to-back cups just a couple of years ago. You're not going to beat the guys who won back-to-back cups. Probably going to lose to the Lightning. And then you get the Florida Panthers, and you should have drafted Tkachuk.
Well,
and now Tkachuk's in Florida, so you're probably going to lose that game too.
Yeah.
So you could view it that way. I think they take 4 of 6 here. I think they go 4-1-1. I'm going to say they go 4-1-1 on this homestand, which actually is good. I mean, they'll be happy with that. 16 possible points. You come away with 13 of a possible. Is that what I said? 13 of 16? 4-1-1 would be 13. No, 4-1-1 would be 9 of 12. There's 12. I don't know why I'm saying 16. Bad math there. Anyway, I think they'd have to be feeling. Pretty good about that one. 780-218-9999. What are you thinking? Over under 3.5 for wins on the home stand. Max says they'll be 4-2 over the next 6. What are you laughing at?
I can picture it now. The ESPN draft music chimes in. Tommy G selects Kieran Culkin, Home Alone with the number 1 pick of the EST movie character draft.
Kieran Culkin. By the way, my wife is watching Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah, without me. Without
So
me.
are you disappointed? Are you
Well,
confused?
I
are you?
mean, I
what-
was
what-
like, she
'cause
started
you were,
watching
you were
it late
anti,
in the CFL
right?
season. I was very busy.
Yeah.
I was kind of anti because of
'Cause
Wannick.
of
Like,
Wannick, yeah.
oh, it's the greatest show of all time. I'm like, come on, Matt, that's ridiculous. The Shield.
Ionic
is
loves
the greatest
Air,
show
and
of
we
all
hate
time.
Air because he loves it. That's kind
Yeah,
of the-
pretty much.
yeah.
I mean, and this is even before the commissioner scandal.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but she's watching it. She's like, it's really good. I'm like, well, why didn't you wait and watch it with me?
Yeah.
You know?
And you would like it.
Now what? I guess I watch it by myself later. Like,
That's no fun.
I don't know. Now I'm gonna not watch it out of even more spite. She likes it. Awanik likes it. Like,
Everybody's having a party. But
yeah,
who are
I'm
you?
going to be the anti-Succession guy. Remember, Rashog used to come on and be like, "Oh,"
He was hard into
yeah,
that.
he was. Rashog was the meme like on TikTok where you see watching Succession after 1 week, watching Succession after 6 weeks,
Putting the clown makeup
watching
on.
Succession after 12 weeks. And at that point, he's firing his brothers or whatever they do. Kind of see how that works out. Joaquin Gage. Is Gager connected yet? Gager, are you joining us today or what? I guess I should have texted him. I kind of just assumed that Gager always sort of hops on.
He hasn't been around for a while. He's doing okay though.
We're
He
missing
hasn't,
Gage. He was
physically,
under
he
the
hasn't
weather
been-
for a little bit. So
Is that him? No.
Whoa. Are those breakfast sandwiches? Damn.
3 big boxes.
Those are bags. Those are boxes to ship out to nasty clubbers who need shipping, I think. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you're spicy today.
Someone's been listening.
Oh, you sound spicy, ex-commish. What do you mean we can't? We've already moved on. We've already got the next draft planned and everything. Oh, no. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about that, Matty.
East Florida State.
Hey, any comment on the laminating scandal? Come over here for a sec.
Well,
No. Have you not heard? Break the news to him.
I just had a complaint from somebody who did receive a membership pack and a card that said the lamination job is starting to peel a bit.
There we go. Look, that's how he handles it. I love it.
Straight business.
Tell him to email me, he says.
Hear that, Trev?
What's this? Savage.
Trev Savage.
Yeah. Matty, do you think we cheaped out on the laminator? That's
Okay,
what I
okay.
suggested.
Operator
I did say
error.
Might have been too close.
We wonder if it was the machinery.
Might have been too close a cut.
Yeah.
Right? Need to have a little bit of room in there.
Shoddy Carpenter blames his tools, eh?
No, he's blaming himself there.
It's complete opposite. No, it's...
Hey, should I text Gager? Okay, I'll text him. Let's see.
He
if
hasn't
he's
been
up.
around physically. He's usually
No, like
drinking
we're
all
like
our beers.
usually
and,
Gager
you know,
rolls in like once a week,
giving us
has
all
some
noogies,
beers,
you know.
And I know he's had like he's been under the weather a little bit.
Oh, okay. Thought he just didn't like us.
But we're missing him big time around here. He needs to pop by for a visit at some point. I think laminator, more like shaminator. That came in a little bit earlier
hard after
as
the
well.
AEW.
Kyle the Bomber's in it says, I hate to say it, but you can't make fun of him for being the former commish when you didn't fire him. I mean, kind of do whatever we want that he's not involved anymore, right? That's kind of how I sort of see it. Anyway, if you do have an issue, and it might just be a one-off, but if you do have an issue with your car, just email Matty.
Anything at all. Yeah,
you would have got Nasty Clubbers would have got emails from Matt.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gager says he's waiting in the room, Trev.
In that, open the door.
Gager, are you in there?
I like how he's waiting in the room. We have a green room. It's so nice. We've really made it now, hey?
I maybe send him the link again, Trev, or something. I'll just tell him. Yeah, Gager says he's just waiting in the room. to get
Enjoy
in.
the Smarties and the treats in there that we've left you. Yeah. Have another drink of water.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it
Help
should
yourself
be.
to the sandwiches and the. I mean, that's.
Well, one of the conversations we'll get into with Gager here is, are you willing to give up significant assets to move Jack Campbell? We asked that question a little bit earlier. I mean, I think you can make a case for it both ways. I mean, if you think that you could move him and then if you have a plan for the cap space, then maybe that would work. Trev, you could also probably just start a new session, get a new link, and then send it to him, like a new rendezvous, and then you probably can make it work that way. I think you could probably justify moving the significant pieces if you had a plan and it led to yada, yada, yada. They added Boone Jenner, like that, or they added a defenseman and a goalie with the money. It's somewhat of a scary proposition to have to give up a first and one of your top 2 or 3 prospects just to get rid of Jack Campbell. (780-218-9999) or hit us up in the nasty chat. Sam Squanch 67 says buyout before giving up the future. Yeah, we've dove into the buyout calculator previously on Jack Campbell. Not necessarily sure you want to do that either. I think somebody brought it up earlier that buyouts are one of the worst things that ever been put in place. When Craig Button, what's he yelling? What are you yelling? Screw buyouts. Oh, wow. The commish is a spicy boy today. Ex-commish is a spicy boy today. Mr. Lean.
Commish, yeah.
Mr. Lean is a spicy boy today. He says screw buyouts. Let's bring it up here. So let's weigh because it was Craig Button who said today you probably just have to ride this out and then work in a buyout in the offseason.
Summertime.
Which, I mean, this is not a good look if you're having to buy out. Look at this. I click on Jack Campbell buyout results, and it's already like a purple link.
Crashes,
I've already clicked on it a bunch of times. So here's how it would be. Your cap hit for buying him out would be $1.1 million next season, $2.3 million the following season. Then you've got a cap hit for not having Jack Campbell around of $2.6 million in 26-27. And then it's $1.5 million for the 3 years following that. So you'll be paying him for 6 more years. Now the cap will be going up, hopefully rather quickly here eventually. But you just don't want all this dead money on there. Anyway, let's bring in Joaquin Gage. He joins us today, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Gager, what's up, buddy?
Oh, sorry, boys. I was just, like I said in the nasty chat, I was on the phone with Toto. We were just discussing next year's plan for the car.
You're helping them schedule sprint races next year.
Yeah, I like the schedule so far. So another 24 races, which is good. Same four night race or 4 races on a Saturday, I believe, again this year. So I'm not sure I like that too much. I'm a traditionalist, Dusty. I've been in the sport now for a few years, and I like that early morning Sunday.
Oh, Joaquin Gage with us. Gager, how are you feeling, man? We were just saying we miss you around here. We haven't seen you in person in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, I have been under the weather, but this is kind of a busy time for the real job, a little bit. And just.
Wait, are you telling me people are planning things with their money in December as opposed to just spending it on presents for their kids?
Well, it's getting close to RSP season, Dustin. That's the thing. So we're preparing for that, and then planning wise, making sure that the proper decumulation phases of everyone's retirement is in line with their assets. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm sorry I haven't been around, and of course, there's the whole. As a commissioner of F1, I only have 91 days till the start of the season. So this is I'm not the normal commissioner. I don't just float around with PDF files and send them out and complain. There's a lot more things that go into being a commissioner than just flying by the seat of your pants, so to speak.
I do have a lot of time for Commissioner Gager from Formula One Fantasy League waging war on our former commissioner
From on high,
and Matt
yeah.
Cassian. Well, because Wannick has thrown his support behind Matt Cassian, who has a bone to pick with Gager right now from a commissioner aspect. So, Gager, just so you know, I'm on your side in this one. Just so you know, you've got
solidarity.
support here.
Yeah.
You got
And
support.
it's not about me. Like Commissioner Wannick, it was always all about him, right? He was the Gary Bettman, wanted to be seen. I do my stuff behind the scenes.
Like a good commissioner does. Gager, let's talk about Jack Campbell, because we've had like 3 different discussions about Jack Campbell. We'll probably get into it a little bit on 2 guys and a goalie today as well. Would you want to see him behind this improved Oilers team for a little bit before pulling the trigger on some sort of trade to bring in another goalie, even if it doesn't involve him and you're just like, go back to the minors? We've got a backup coming in here to work with Stuart Skinner. Would you like to? Because when he got sent down, Skinner actually had worse numbers. Like, both of them were not playing well. I think it's because the team in front of them were just hemorrhaging horrible chances against. That has tightened up. Skinner's numbers have gotten better. Is it logical to think that Campbell's numbers might too be a bit better behind this team?
I think you have something there, Dusty. I mean, looking back, I could argue that the eye test anyway, that Jack Campbell was playing better than Stuart Skinner. They were both not playing well at all, but he was the casualty of a slow start. I think it's kind of a good situation where at least he's playing some games. And I know there's been some suspect goals and stuff, but look, when you watch highlights, all goalies look bad because they rarely show saves anyways. But I think one more look is I think you should. It's there. Like you're playing well now. Stuart Skinner seems to be getting back to form of last year. As long as your goalies are playing games, I think that's the most important thing. And I mean, hey, if Williams can put Logan Sargent in the seat for next year, I don't see why the Edmonton Oilers can't give Jack Campbell one more look.
So many people aren't going to understand that reference, but I absolutely love it. That was well done. Okay, so then the other question that's popped up with Jack Campbell today, and Craig Button said this morning when he joined us that you'll probably just have to ride it out, and if you want to get rid of him, you buy him out in the offseason, and that would lead to 6 more years of paying him. As somebody pointed out in the nasty chat, he's like, you basically have a $5 million dead cap space right now anyway, so you might as well save yourself some and buy him out. But Gager, would you be willing to move significant assets to get rid of that contract?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. It all depends how this season unfolds. I think, Dusty, that's what you have to look at. I have a problem with giving away assets. I think the route you go is wait and see. You get to the off season into that buyout window and then make the decision at that point. You don't like to have obviously that dead cap space, but what does it add up to? It's like over $1 million a year for.
It's this is what it is quickly. If you buy him out, it would be your cap hit next season would only be 1.1. Then it's 2.3. Then it's 2.6, and then it's 1.5, 1.5, 1.5.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a tough decision for the new GM to make at that point and see what he's going to do. If the other way, if you can find a sweetheart deal, obviously. But I just have a problem with the cupboards not being as stocked as they should, because the Oilers put them like that win now mentality.
Yeah.
Once you get to the point where things start looking a little slim, there's not a lot there, and that's a long road back to a rebuild. You want to get to a point where you can kind of just keep building and rebuild on the fly, not just the full tear down and just start winning like 10 games a year. I don't think the decade of darkness was too long. It was more than a decade, and I don't think Oilers fans would appreciate just that start from scratch mentality.
6-game homestand here. We were asked over or under 3.5 wins on it. Carolina, Minnesota, New Jersey, Chicago, Tampa, and Florida. They went into this little break with 4 wins in a row. Gager, what do you think are reasonable expectations for this 6-game homestand?
Well, they've put themselves behind the 8 ball, Dusty. I don't like it. It's very cliche to say it's one game at a time, but they kind of need all these games. You know, you look at the standings. There's all these teams have jumped ahead of them. There's some, you know, you look at a few of these games, the Chicago, the Minnesota game. Those are you should be banking 4 points there. But now, you know, I really like the Oilers' last 2 games. They showed a different side of them, being behind. And coming out on top in those games, losing late and still having the ability to come back and win in a shootout. This is probably the toughest game of the year tomorrow night against the Hurricanes, just because of how that last game happened, where they just seemed like they didn't even belong in the same league as the Hurricanes. And you saw that third period where everyone was, oh, they built something. And I think you and I were just like, who cares? That doesn't matter. So this is kind of I like the revenge game here. I want to see how they can handle a Hurricanes team that seems to just roll out. Every line looks the same. They have good goaltending. This is a true test. I like the fact that the last 2 games have required, well, over 60 minutes in one, and it requires a full 60 minutes again, especially to beat this Carolina Hurricanes team.
Gager, like 7-3 in their last 10. Last time we saw them in action. Does this break benefit, hurt, or really don't matter in the end? You just kind of get back to business. I know Button seems to think it will, and there might be a few scenarios with the new coach, and maybe, but you know, he's been around for a little while as well, and they've rifled off 4 straight. So where do you come out on the break? Beneficial, painful, or maybe nothing? Neither.
Yeah, at first I thought it would. It wasn't great timing to have a break after just
nobody wants to stop.
How they were playing. No, yeah, exactly. But with the situation that they've put themselves in, they have a new coach that can finally kind of really put the wrench to the nuts and bolts and implement what type of system he wants to have, just little tweaks. I think it's good. We talked about a few injuries. I mean, Connor McDavid doesn't look like he's hurting at all ananymore, but
it looked
a little bit looks good. A little bit more rest. Actually, Eirc, I think this was pretty good timing for this, especially going into this next stretch of a homestand,
right?
And just kind of really, you don't want to look too far ahead, but on the vision board, you see each game and really kind of dial it in for these next 5 games. And I mean, really, realistically, they need, to me personally, I think they need at least 8 points out of this.
Connor Brown score on this homestand? It's got to happen, eh?
I think so.
Yeah.
He's
been around it a bit, right? Like
McLeod scored.
Yeah.
So why can't Brown? You can see it coming a little bit, Dusty, little by little. Hopefully he's made some really good plays. He is tenacious. I'd like to, we talk about the physical play and where to go. You just got to get to that blue paint, and hopefully something goes off your butt and in and goes from there. I mean, McLeod getting the empty netter hopefully that kind of lights the fire for him. I actually thought McLeod played quite well last game. He showed a little bit more guts in that game. So yeah, just go to the hard areas, and hopefully someone can bank one in off a skate, or you get a lucky bounce, because I think that's all Brown needs. It's just that little bit of extra confidence of one going in for him. Maybe that's a little bit lucky as well.
Gager, before we let you go, just curious, do you have any 6 o'clocker loggers in your house right now?
No, man. Well, my Terwilliger location was stacked, and I went in the morning, the 10 a.m. beer run, which everyone was doing. But then in the evenings, and I think what happened, Dusty, was really funny, because I went in and the whole area was bare, but someone had tucked a 4-pack behind another 4-pack. So I was like, oh my gosh, someone hid these. And then I pulled it out, and a guy came, a buddy of mine was there. He's like, no. And I go, yes. And then
and he had hid them?
No, he was looking for it.
He was looking for it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Inspector Clouseau when it comes to beer, Dusty.
Yeah.
I'll sniff that stuff out like a truffle pig.
Matt, I'm trying to figure out why somebody would have hid them and not just bought them. Like must not have had their wallet or something, or
no. I think sometimes when someone else is going to come in and buy them, and all right, I'll hide them behind the other thing. So I think that's what happened. He could have just bought him for his buddy, and obviously that friendship's a little bit rocky, though. I guess.
That's interesting. Well, we're hoping to have more here in the near future.
And it's
for everybody.
Hey, how great are those things? Like sitting in the fridge. Like I mean, and I texted you, Dusty. It was a magical moment of having a 6 o'clock or lager with my son.
That's amazing.
Watching the new Indiana Jones movie on a Friday night.
Had you not seen it yet?
No, I hadn't.
What did you think?
As I enter my 50s, Dusty, everything becomes a little bit more emotional. Like I remember walking the mean streets of Kitsilano downtown across Granville, going to the Capital 6 opening weekend for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh my goodness.
So I remember just being in awe that first scene with the boulder chasing. So as soon as that music came on, and I just looked over at my boy, and seeing young Indy battle the Nazis, and at the end the whole "where else does it hurt?" I thought it was great. There was a lot of CGI and stuff, but I could have cared less. That was a great ending for one of the most iconic movie series of all time. Well done, Harrison Ford.
And and you got to watch it with your boy and have a beer.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And you also were the first person to ever taste the 6 o'clocker lager, Gager. So you own that. Like that's your thing now. It started with you, buddy. So that's big. That's big. All right, buddy. Well, we'll talk to you later. Hey, by the way, you mentioned it's a busy time for work. Are you too busy to take on new business? Because if not, where can people track you down?
You can reach out to me, slide into those DMs on X or Twitter, or check out the website. So k4financial.ca. You can see all our mission statements and how we do things, and feel free to reach out. I know it's a busy time. Everyone's credit cards are burning and stuff, but maybe we can help you out in the new year as well.
Someone wanted your thoughts on the infinite banking concept. I don't know if we have time for that, but maybe that's a DM that you can answer later.
Don't start me on that. That's a whole. I will rip that stuff to crap.
Oh boy, there you go. There you go. It's fired up.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
do not.
More on infinite banking on two guys today, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
We'll see you later, Gager.
Can't wait.
All right. So Joaquin Gage, not a fan of the what do you call it? The
infinite banking concept.
So I've been watching. There's been a couple of movies that I've kind of been rotating through when I nap or at bedtime. I'll kind of throw on a movie on my phone or iPad or something and fall asleep. And one of them was Blackberry. I've watched Blackberry 20 times in the last 2 months. Great movie. I love it. And I've been watching The Big Short a lot too. I don't know. I'm kind of in that mode for movies.
Is that the
right
one
now.
where they hit?
No, that's Wolf.
Fugazi. Fugazi.
The Wolf on Wall.
Fugazi,
Yeah, Wolf on whatever.
What's Big Short? Same thing though.
No,
banking,
Big Short
money?
is about the financial crisis back in whatever it was, and no, it's a pretty good movie. That's why when they brought up whatever it was, what they bring up, what was the name of the thing you asked Gager about?
Infinite banking
concept. Sounds like some sort of scam that led to the demise of the financial sector.
Well, really took Gager for a spin there.
Well, that's probably because he knows that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right? That's why you're probably
he couldn't stop. We had to cut him off. He was just going on for a rant there.
All right. Let's get in to the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as sharp as ours, get it done at, what I'd like to see? Somebody who works in a big office building, just get only their office wrapped in all the branding and stuff of the company. And then people are going to be walking by and why is your office done like this? Well, it's because I got it done with the great people at William Huff.
Talk about setting the bar.
They've been doing this since 1972.
Let them do it for you.
Visit them at williamhuff.com. What'd you learn on the show today, buddy?
Well, we learned Gager's thoughts on infinite banking concept. This has been a show, and I want to ask him as well as his thoughts on smoking. Is he a smoker? Does he have one? Has he? I mean, I'm sure he'd eat a smoked
Gager's a big
brisket meat or
foodie,
whatever, right? So I would assume that he's all for you getting a smoker, but we kind of dipped our toe into the world of Dustin Nielson becoming a smoker guy, and you're all here for it.
Yeah, I'm not saying no, I guess.
Which is this is the end we need.
I'm intimidated by it. I don't know where I come out on what meats I would actually enjoy in there. Part of me thinks I'd probably ruin something in my backyard. I'd probably damage my truck trying to haul this thing. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I probably shouldn't get
But you have
into it.
trees. You can use wood chips from your trees. Like, you could really cut down on a lot of cost, I think, that other people kind of use.
Yeah, maybe.
You got your meat,
I mean,
man.
that could be something you could look at.
Got the truck.
I don't know. I'm nervous about it. I'm nervous about it. I'm not ready to do it right now. It's a busy season. I have to go to Spangler. Maybe in like February, March. I have a conversation on it. Maybe.
We have a date.
Maybe. I learned that Craig Button doesn't like a lot of things, including the Columbus Blue Jackets and the NBA in-season tourney. Is Iwanek booing Craig Button's in-season tourney take? Whoa, man, the hangout is going to be fire today.
Iwanek v. Button.
Tommy Gazzola looking good, got the murder gloves on. How are you going to handle when it's minus 25? I don't do it. The other day, this guy's putting on his gloves. I'm like, it's like +4 out. You got to get a heated steering wheel.
It's Costanza.
Game changer, dude. The truck has one. I didn't know it until after I bought it. I've accidentally hit a button, and the steering wheel started getting warm. I was like, what the hell? This is a heated steering wheel. It's amazing. God, I love that. Anyway, scroll back to Craig Button. We're going to clip this and get it out on, we could play it for a long time on the show. People are like, Craig Button just became a beauty lister. He was all over the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then we're like, okay, Craig, we'll talk to you later. He goes, I have a confession. I said, okay, what's your confession? And he just goes after the NBA in-season tourney. It was amazing. It was really well done. Really well done. Sound of the day today. Can we get Josh Clawson loaded back up? Do you got Claus? Let's load Claus back in here. This was from the hangout yesterday. We played this in the 6 o'clock hour. This is your all-time GOAT in the Edmonton area weatherman dropping bars yesterday on the hangout.
You gonna spin some rhymes like a lazy Susan?
Oh yeah, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner. Hit me on the nasty chat if you're digging the way that I be flipping the phrases so ridiculous. Conch me. At 6 o'clock, you can feed me show meat and a Kubat prop, please. We need real ones like Nielsen and LTE. YouTube Trev, Iwanek and Tommy G. Matt Cass, the Hustler, HR Dad, and your favorite goalie, Joaquin. The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen.
Damn.
Woo. Well done, Klaus. Trev, you lined that beat up pretty good under there, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's not too bad. Maybe a little bit of mixing and stuff, but it's
yeah, it took a little bit, but
yeah, no, that sounds pretty good, actually. I love that. That's good. That's your sound of the day. We're going to lock that in. That's going to be in the vault, and we can play that moving forward here at Edmonton Sports Talk. Huge thanks to Josh Clawson for coming in on the hangout yesterday and spitting bars, which is always a fun thing to say. Bones says, Dusty, I will tutor you on smoking meats.
See?
It's a great way to feed the family. It's the closest thing from a feeding the family perspective. Smoking meats is the closest thing I'll ever get to hunting. You know, I'm never going to go out and kill an animal and then take it in to Corey the Butcher in the back of the truck. And I want to carry a deer into him, like still bleeding.
It sounds like you do. You want
Corey,
to. Yeah, you're good.
Corey, give my family some deer steaks. Boom.
Smoking gets you into hunting.
That's
the gateway.
I'm reverse working my way into hunting.
Yeah.
You know what would be good in that smoker, Dusty? An animal you killed yourself.
Yeah. Bozone Live next season, episode 1. Gazzola featuring Dusty.
Featuring me. Buck down. Wouldn't that be quite the world we're living in?
Buck down.
Tag out. I'm going to tag out.
Buck out.
I'm going to tag out and then use that meat in the smoker.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not bad, actually. I like that. Big Uke is in this morning. He says, heating steering wheels may be the best thing since the infinity banking theory.
Yeah.
And Pat in the Country says, or Pat in the County says, that conch me hits hard. Let's do it one more time. Let's just play it one more time. It's the sound of the day. And we can do whatever we want here. Let's play the Clawson rap one more time.
You gonna spin some rhymes like a lazy Susan?
Oh, yeah, you got to get out of here?
Yeah.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner. Hit me on the nasty chat if you're digging the way that I be flipping the phrases so ridiculous. Conch me. At 6 o'clock, you can feed me, show me, and a Kubat prop, please. We need real ones like Nielsen and LTE. YouTube Trev, Awanik and Tommy G. Matt Cass, the Hustler, HR Dad, and your favorite goalie, Joaquin. The clear choice for sports is no competition. If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen.
Damn.
If you're debating, you're hating, or you just don't listen. Your clear choice for Evans and Sports, as said by the atmospheric Avenger, Josh Clawson. Amazing stuff.
It's one thing to rap, but like he's got the voice and it was
the cadence, right?
Yes,
cadence.
Like it works. It was so good.
Guys, are we just going to continue to pretend that Tom didn't say spin rhymes like a lazy Susan?
J-Rock.
That's a J-Rock reference. And yeah, well done, Tommy.
And he's innocent until his guilt is proven. This is the second part of the...
Was that a J-Rock
I spin more rhymes than Lazy Susan, and I'm innocent until my guilt is proven. J-Rock, baby.
I don't remember
J-Rock,
that, to be
baby.
honest with you. J-Rock was good,
J-Rock,
though.
baby. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Trailer Park Boy character draft.
Just the Christmas special alone should be a tradition for most people. Like that, watching that special. The Trailer Park Boys Christmas special is a Christmas special. That's like a top 5.
Yeah, no,
that's
that's right up there. You're right, actually. And I guess those characters would be eligible in a Christmas movie character draft.
Guy in the chair.
Guy in the chair.
Midnight Mass.
Guy in the chair.
Selling cash outside the church.
Doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to your text of the day today for A&W. We've got a gift certificate to A&W where they brought back the Mama Burger. They brought back the deal on the Mama Burger. 2 delicious A&W Mama Burgers for only $9.99.
That's
seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce, all on a toasted sesame seed bun. Available at participating A&W locations.
2 for $9.99.
2 for $9.99.
Man.
You can't even get the ingredients for less than $9.99 at a grocery store. And now they're putting them in to the Mama Burger and giving you 2 of them for $9.99. Got to be pretty happy with that deal. All right. So we've got 2 text messages it came down to. The first one ties into Tombstone Tuesday. Quinn Phillips when Awanik resigned as commissioner.
I'm your huckleberry.
I do like Quinn walking around the corner being like, I'm your huckleberry. Or this one came in a little bit later on when we were going through those power rankings. Now, Dusty, the analytics crowd doesn't think you're an idiot. They're waiting to see. Right now, you're only an expected idiot.
No.
That's the text of the day, right?
Okay,
that's the text of the day. Congratulations. Their name wasn't on that, but we have their number. The boys will text you. You have, and make sure you introduce yourself when you come in. Like, we know a lot of people who roll in by names now and stuff. I was looking. You know how many names we have in our contact list now on that text machine, man? It just keeps going and going and going and going, which is awesome. But yeah, there you go. That's your text of the day for A&W. Now, Dusty, the analytics crowd don't think you're an idiot. They're waiting to see. Right now, you're only an expected idiot, which is extremely well done. What are you watching tonight, man?
We're watching tonight a few choice games in the NHL. You mentioned earlier Devils in Vancouver, the Avalanche at home to the Ducks, Kings on the road in Columbus, Craig Button's favorite team. You also got on TSN tonight a goodbye, a farewell to Christine Sinclair, Canada v. Australia in a women's soccer friendly, 7 o'clock on TSN out in Vancouver. And then that NBA in-season tournament, baby, action rolls on this evening. Knicks and Bucks in quarterfinal action, and the LA Lakers at home to the Phoenix Suns. Are we talking semifinals for the Lakers tomorrow? Is that, are you forecast this?
I love Craig Button. But I have been sucked into the NBA. I've been nervous for this Suns-Lakers game for a long time now. Lakers are getting a little bit healthier. But I do worry.
LeBron needs this. It's the world against LeBron.
What's the line at Coolbet right now? Well, if they don't win tonight, then everybody's going to be like, well, LeBron could never get it done in an in-season tournament.
Exactly.
The ridiculous haters. There will be a show here where I go off for 3 hours on the whole LeBron thing. Oh, yeah. It'll happen at some point. It'll happen at some point, man. We now have the ability to really let loose there. The Lakers are 1.5-point home favorites. Maddie, how are you feeling about the Lakers tonight?
Me and Clawson were talking yesterday. There's no one in the NBA that wants this title more than LeBron.
He needs the $500,000.
See, he needs it.
To get that first
I know.
in season.
Well, guess what? There was only ever one bubble title. And what happened? LeBron won it.
Needs the $500,000.
So let's see what happens here. Okay. Well,
your title.
Yeah.
They'll forever be the Lakers.
Wow.
You know what? I'm going to throw the Lakers into a parlay today that you'll be able to find over at Coolbet because we're on the Kings. We're on the Kings minus 1.5.
Can we call it the button parlay here?
Actually,
You got some Blue Jackets action, the in-season tournament. I mean, it's all you're hitting buttons, high notes.
I got the Kings at 1.5, and I can take the Lakers at 1.5. Let's do it.
City
You'll
of
find
Angels.
that in the exclusive section over at Coolbet a little bit later on today if you want to ride with me on Los Angeles tonight. All right, that is going to do it for us. I'd definitely be watching Sinclair tonight, though. I mean, congratulations on a hell of a run. The best to ever do it in this country when it comes to soccer. And one last look at her tonight. Now she gets to play in a bunch of those alumni games and stuff, which will be a lot of fun, too. All right, the Hangout's coming up. We got Doug McLean in with Matthew Iwanek and Tommy Gazzola. And then you guys are popping in when Tommy leaves for practice.
Tag team.
Okay, I like that. That'll be really good as well. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11 o'clock today. 2 guys in the goalie with myself, Cass, and Gager. More discussion on the Oilers, who finally play a game tomorrow. Tales of the North tomorrow. And Lieutenant Eirc's 12 Days of Christmas. Day number 1 tomorrow, live right here on The Nielsen Show. For YouTube, Trev, and Lieutenant Eirc, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. Have a great day and take it easy.